What is up, YouTube? Facebook gang, YouTube gang. I don't have my other Facebook up because I'm banned for 30 days. What's new? But tonight's topic is super interesting, and I have a few guests with me here to talk about them. We got Adam and Amanda. They work with me over at Primetime Patriots. They're awesome. We got D'Tonio. I actually followed him on Facebook a couple months ago because I got into it with some people in his comment section. That's actually how it happened. They didn't like what I had to say. Thanks for coming. And we have the trans black guy.
Oh, Lord.
Blake. Everybody knows Blake, though. You all know Blake.
Blake.
How are you guys? Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is a great topic. It's a hard topic.
Absolutely. But
It's got to
it's
happen.
needed. Yeah.
That's why we
It's all
talk.
right. Do me a favor, guys. Before we get completely started, please share this live. This is my backup page, so of course everyone doesn't have this page. So share the shit out of this live so everybody else can see it.
Okay,
Awesome.
I will. I guess I'll share
I don't
it.
know.
Uh-oh. I think he's freezing.
Tell him to go on his computer behind him.
Let me tell him.
I was thinking that. Is it gonna pop up on YouTube? I mean, was it Facebook or YouTube?
Yeah. It'll be on you. It'll be on both. Thank you for your live feed. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. See,
Whoa.
everybody is excited for this show. That was crazy. As soon as I put up, they were like, oh, yes. I think people are antsy to talk about racism because white people can't seem to talk about it. They can't talk about shit. And I personally, I think that's why. I think it's crazy how white people will ask a question in the comment section and you have black people folks that are like, you're not allowed to ask that question. It's racist.
You know, I wonder if it was that hard to talk about when we were kids. Because it was so different when we were kids. I wonder if it was hard to talk about back then, too.
I don't remember talking about it.
You know,
This is going to be real. I don't remember having these conversations. The only time I heard about racism in my household was when Martin Luther King came around. That's it.
yeah.
Were you even old enough?
Oh my gosh. When Martin Luther King died?
Not like literally came around.
No, like
the birthday.
the birthday every time it like
Martin Luther King
Yeah.
Day.
is yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like. Okay.
Are you even old enough?
Cindy's a time traveler.
Um,
If you didn't know.
No, my
What's-
dad always educated us, especially Martin Luther King, because my parents are from Memphis. And so my dad actually took my brother and I to the hotel where he was assassinated and told us like the whole story.
He used to do tours. didn't he?
Nice.
My dad used to do tours over there.
Nice. My house never discussed race.
Why do you think?
Somebody said that in the comment section. Another person said, my husband gets mad at me when I say black person. Well, I mean, I don't like to be called African American. That's just me. I don't like to be called that. I'm not from Africa. I was born on American soil. I was created on American soil, so I'm American.
Ingrid, I think people are okay with being called black. I mean, every person that I've talked to this year when we've had some tough conversations, they were like, I'm black. Call me black. So that's one thing that we did agree on.
Go ahead, D'Tonio. We didn't get to hear from you yet. What do you feel about this whole race thing?
Oh, 2020.
Yes.
Silly as hell. It's silly as hell. It's stupid. It's ancient. It's irrational. It's illogical. It's stupid. It's not factual.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, granted, racist people exist, and racist people will never go anywhere.
Mhm.
But institutionalized racism is not a thing in 2020. You could make that argument 60 years ago, and they have been making that same argument 60 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. We can't. I don't know where the racism is. I'm black and I'm still trying to find that shit. I'm looking on purpose. Where? The only thing I really go through is white liberals telling me. I had a white liberal freak out because I said, you don't have white privilege. Like, you just don't have it. I'm sorry. There's no such thing. Yes, I do. There's nothing you can do about it. Like,
Wow.
why do you want to have it?
Wow.
Why do you want to be able to say your life was better than mine because you're white?
Dang.
It doesn't make any sense.
So you just like reversed her, and she just like instantly showed
Her racism. Yeah.
There you go.
Dang.
Yeah.
Like,
Crazy.
I have white privilege. You can't take that away from me. Like, there's nothing you can do about it.
I feel like we should also talk about
Dang.
like
That's
black on white racism because it's a thing, and people think, and they throw that thing up that they're saying, well, you can't be racist against a white person because they're a majority, and people don't understand the definition of what racism is, and I think that it's right now in 2020, it's such a loose term. People just throw it out for everything. If you say any comment, they're like, that's racist, that's racist, that's racist, and then you're like, and it's like saying like anything you do, like if I go fill up my gas tank at the gas station, they're like, yeah, at least you can do that because you have white privilege. And I'm like, what? Where? And like, it's just like everything we do is privilege. And they're like, well, you can walk down the street and you don't get shot by the cop. I was like, I don't really know what that means. And I don't see it in the news where someone just is walking down the road and the cop's like,
Boom.
no.
We're all American. Yes, we are. This is what I do. I will pull up the term racist on liberals all the time. I'll pull up the definition and I'll say, I'll pull it up so everybody can see it.
Yeah, I got it. Come on, pull it.
It's not a thing in 2020.
I'm gonna read.
I'm gonna say this. I don't know. Can you guys hear me well?
I can hear you, but it's really broken up and you're kind of delayed. Like it keeps freezing. This is a definition. A belief that a race is fundamental.
I see what I mean. As far as I see what you mean with the delay.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Anything a
Is
white
there an
person
app you
says.
got to do from StreamYard.com?
StreamYard.com.
I think, okay, so Vicky said, so I do believe that racism really is alive and well in the United States. It's just you're not looking for it.
Where's that comment at?
It's down there. It is there. It is blatantly in our faces. It's shoved in our faces, and you're not even seeing it. I mean, it's just everywhere, in my opinion. Anytime you turn on the news, and that's what we were talking about the other day, is anytime you have turned on the news in the last 8, 9, 10, 12 years, you're going to hear the word racism from reporters, news anchors, journalists, politicians, because they were trying to program that into us. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's something that's been programmed over the last decade.
I think it's something where it's just so over talked about, where you have to talk about it so much to make it relevant. Because I feel like a majority, there probably is, I would probably say, if we're looking statistically, there's probably 10% of this country that has some sort of racism mindset in them, like truthfully. And I'm not just talking about white people, I'm talking about all races. I feel like every race has the potential to be racist. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when you are pushing it down someone's throat in regards to making it relevant. So like, have you noticed like the shift in 2020 is just all about culture? Like this whole year has been about social injustice, like, and highlighting all the things that are like not significant. And I'm talking in regards to like, if you look at like for example, my organization I work for is a hospital and it's a healthcare system. And we have things in play to literally give minorities a head start. Like we have an Ascend program where literally 20 nursing students around the state get to, only if they're a minority. If you're a white female, you are not allowed to apply. Like you're not allowed. You could be great. You could be a great student, a great nurse, whatever, but you're not allowed to apply because you're a white female. Now, I think that's racist because I feel like the most qualified people, but the point of the Ascend program is the fact that they're supposed to diversify the nursing field. And I was one of them. And the only reason I got it is because I'm a white male. And in the nursing profession, it's predominantly dominated by white females. So I just think it's by creating these systems, it almost gets to the point where I think it's wrong to do, where I feel like, and that's why I think as a nation we move forward is it's not necessarily about putting a black or an Indian or a Chinese into that position. It's more about putting the best people for the job in this position, because I know personally from my healthcare standpoint, I bet all of you could say the same thing, is that when you go to have a surgery or a doctor, you want the best doctor. You don't care what the skin color is.
Right.
And I feel like that should be across the board in the healthcare system. I think my nurse should be the most qualified individual, not just because she's black or not because just he's Asian or whatever. I feel like the most qualified people should be doing that. And I don't think it's systemically racist because there's so much. And here's the thing. We've tried to accommodate to that systemic racism where the education system in the black community is fixed. I get that. There are things that we're lacking on, but that's stuff that's not even recognized in the black community as what's faltering in the black community. So that's where I think we're like, I feel like that's where we're faltering, is the fact that we can't even get the race that is impacted by it to realize the things that are wrong within its own race. And they're more focused on, like, you look at it this year in 2020, we couldn't stop talking about cops killing black men. Like, that's what the whole focus is. But then we just ignore things like in Chicago where a little black girl was killed. So like it's just like what the media wants to put into highlight is what we're going to talk about. And unfortunately, they want to talk about racism all year long.
Racism means you think your race is superior. I honestly don't think that there are many people walking around with that thought process.
No.
So I think people just need to stop using this is racist. And if you want to say something is unfair, then use the word prejudice, because there's a lot of prejudice in America. There absolutely is.
Like,
but to label everything racist,
right, is a fault.
It's not racist.
Right. And like, I think I'm better than a lot of people. That has nothing to do with my skin color. It's just how I feel. And it doesn't have anything to do with my skin color. I'm just telling you, like, I feel like I give 110% in everything that I do. And it's not that because I think I'm better than everybody else. And I think that's where like racism comes in. I don't think I'm better, but I know I give 110% in everything that I do. So yeah, I'm going to perceive myself as that, but not based on the color of my skin. That's where I think I want to get to a culture where we don't, like, I wish we lived in a society where, like, if we were all sitting here, we wouldn't sit here and say, Suni is black, Amanda is white, and Adam is white. Like, I want to live in a society where we aren't defined by what our representation of our exterior color is. And I wish that existed, because I would like to be able to just talk about that's Suni, not that's black girl Suni. But why do we do that? Like, why is it when we speak about people, we describe them based on the color of their skin? Why do we do that?
Well, what's crazy is that I think sometimes we try to be, when we talk about Martin Luther King and what he wanted, that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted all of us to be able to stand hand in hand without being judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. And I feel like so many on the left want to push the opposite while acting like they're doing Martin Luther King a favor. Like, that's what I don't get.
How do we get to that point, Suni? How do we get there?
You see, this is actually a Brandon Tatum shirt.
Let me see. I love Brandon Tatum.
It's a false ideology created to cultivate victimhood.
Yes.
This is just my theory on it. Black people went through periods of history where they didn't have true freedom, even down to the point where you drink or where you use the bathroom is dictated. The U.S. recognized, and we can't do this because they're humans, and this goes against our Constitution. So we got civil rights. We got so many things added. Of course, yes, it shouldn't have been added, but the fact that it's there. and a historical piece
Basically, when
of
it started
history.
coming.
Right. It's there. So we're truly free now. We are free on a policy, constitutional, legal level. We're not slaves. Once that came, I feel like a lot of people in the Black community got afraid because now everything falls on you.
Mm.
You can't blame the white man. I can't do this because the white man. I'm stuck here because the white man put me here. Absolutely not.
It's like
I
responsibility.
can go wherever I want to go. I can go get whatever I want to go get. It's not because I'm Black anymore. So I feel like once that came and we got true freedom, the responsibility of that is too great to some people. That's why they don't believe in Jesus or having any type of accountability for their actions.
Mhm.
Why do people fight against law and order? Because they don't want to take accountability. So true freedom, I don't think Black people want that. They do not.
Really? What?
Wow.
Okay. Can
That's
I
good.
can I say something and just say, what if I was that person in the comments and I just called you an Uncle Tom for saying that? What would be your response to that? Because everyone seems to be agreeing. So I want to know where you come from on that. Both of you.
Thank you. He's a hero. Thank you.
Oh well, I don't take it personally because I think it comes from a place of ignorance.
Yeah.
And I've learned that over the course of these last few months. It just comes from a place of just not knowing, not being knowledgeable, not being educated on America, society today, and how the left and Democrats have been literally been brainwashing, I guess you could say, our kind for the last 60 years. So it's just out of a place of ignorance.
So what if I called you that, but in the back of my mind, like, I really kind of want an honest answer because you make me want to be brave, but I'm still a little nervous.
Make you want to be brave? You talking about like if you was a Black person?
Yeah. And saying like, I want to be brave like Sunni and y'all, but I don't know how.
Oh, well, that goes to well, with me, it goes back to not caring about what people think and don't compromise the truth for the sake of people's feelings. You know, that's how I take it. That's been what I've been looking at for the longest.
So here, I have a, and I'm going to tell you from my standpoint, because I work in the healthcare, I predominantly serve a Black community. Like that's where I live. And my question is, when you have so much, and I don't know how to word this because I don't want to sound like an ignorant asshole, but I also I think about this a lot, and I don't think it's so much from a racist mindset, but I just want to understand. So like when certain people come in and act a certain way and it's a repetitive thing of disrespect, like it sits wrong with me. And then in my mind, it premeditates a wrong idea based off of, because of what they look like. And I don't want to think like that.
You're talking about how Black people talk to you?
Yes. We some
ignorant ass folks sometimes.
Thank you.
We are ignorant ass folks.
You're
I'm
not.
gonna tell you, don't be ashamed of your whiteness. Just like you see Black people being proud to be Black, don't be ashamed of your whiteness. You had no control over how you were born. And I tell people I tell all my white friends this all the time. Never feel guilty. Don't feel guilty for anything that you were born into, or just don't. As Black Americans, a lot of us, we are emotionally driven people. We want people to love us. You ever heard the term, they don't love us, they don't love us? It's this whole fucking love. I don't know if I curse, but it's this whole.
Go ahead, let it rip.
Okay, cool. It's this love factor that we want people just to love us so much. And it's like, I think that stems from not having both parents in the household, not getting the proper support that we need whenever, like from school, for anything that we are interested in. I've been through that. I don't know if yourself, Sam Cook. I don't know if you experienced that yourself.
I have. My dad wasn't in the house. I grew up in a single parent home.
Yeah, so we have this. I think if anything, everybody in the Black community need therapy. If you didn't,
they do.
So
it's Stockholm syndrome. It's Stockholm syndrome. It really is. They've held on to to dear life to the Democrat Party. Just like, are you going to help me? Are you going to do this? When are you coming? They're not coming, bro. They're not here to save you.
They're not whatsoever. Not the Democrats.
But here,
go ahead.
From our standpoint, so as a white person, I feel guilty, even though I never.
Why?
Because I think the culture and the media have conditioned me so much that I can't speak out on things that bother me. And because I don't want to have that mindset or have people look at me as if I'm racist because I disagree with something that a black person does.
Well, that's why, Blake, they have stirred so much fear in black people and white people coming together for really since I've been alive in the last 10, 12 years. And I do get it. Like when George Floyd, everything happened to him. Ask this man right here. It was the first time I felt in my soul of what was happening to this man. And it angered me and it made me so sad. And I stood up. I got loud for Black lives, not the movement,
Right.
Black lives, period. And then I was having a lot, and we've discussed this before, but a lot of hard conversations, hard ones, with some incredible Black women that were in my life. And I did a lot of crying. I did a lot of putting myself in their shoes. But then the conversations stopped after a few weeks because there was never a solution. And that's what bothered me the most is they complained about not being able to get certain jobs. But these are intelligent, amazing women that have the same opportunities as me. We were all in the same type of business. And so I kind of just stopped. And then all the riots and everything happened. So I really do believe that they had the ears of the nation at that point. And then Antifa came along and the Black Lives Matter movement came along and just screwed it all up. Because guess what? We were wanting to have conversations of peace and understanding. And guess who didn't like that?
If we're coming together on the premise of George Floyd, he doesn't have my sympathy.
No, not now, but the way that they made it the first few days, they had like, you know what I'm saying? And then everything started to come out. The truth started to come out.
I got you.
Rioting and everything started to happen. And
look, at the end of the day, like, we both get on social media and say how we feel. I get attacked every single day. I'm called a white supremacist. All right. I'm called a racist. It's a word. It's a word. And it doesn't describe who you are. So the more you're like, oh, I can't do that. I got to walk on eggshells. You're kind of selling yourself short. You're allowed to say what you want to say when you want to say it. Now, as long as you're not being ignorant, you know, you're not being just blatantly ignorant and just saying rude, nasty things. There's no reason you should feel scared.
So
I'm hearing it from two Black people.
I've had two incidences where I live, and I'm just gonna hone in on them and tell me what you think. So one night, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and this Black lady downstairs was unloading her groceries. She decided that she was gonna open up every door of her car and her back of her trunk and blare music, and I mean like loud. And I'm just like, and I don't. Before even seeing who it was, I was angry because who the fuck is playing music like that? I didn't go in my head, oh, this is some Black bitch playing her music. Like, I didn't think that. But I go out there and I'm like, hey, turn your music down. I'm trying to sleep. And she rebuttals with, all you racist ass motherfucking white people trying to tell me. And it, you know, and I'm just like, no, you're just being an asshole. And I'm trying to sleep. But she played the race card, like, all you racist motherfucking white people. And then also another incident, back when people were making TikToks and stuff with their kids, there was these 3 Black women with their kids. They were sitting there, and like, I saw this girl jerk the kid up by his arm, like, I mean, like, jerk, not just like play around, like pulled him up. And like, the heart in me, whether they're white, Black, whatever, it's wrong in my eyes. But I was hesitant to speak up or say anything because I was scared of retaliation, because I was scared because I'm white and they're Black and I can't say anything. That's how I feel.
See, let me chime in on that one. See, and that's the thing about society today. It's like, I think that collectively, Black people, we are projectionists. We're the ones who act like we're terrified. You know, like LeBron James said, we're the ones who terrified, we afraid, but we pulled the race card. We are hypocrites. And I say that a white person calling a Black person a nigga is equivalent to you calling a white person racist in 2020. Because white people don't want to be called racist. They don't want to be listed like, if I say anything, then I'm going to be a racist. It's like I can't say how I feel. I can't speak my mind. I'm going to get judged. But yet, black people in America, we today have that same argument for bullshit. But we are the ones who pull the race card first. We always do that. Everywhere you look, no matter where you look. I live in a predominantly white neighborhood, right? Me and my girlfriend, it was around 12 o'clock, and there's a guy who lives across the complex from us, and he was screaming belligerent things, cursing, talking about guns and this, that, and the third. Now, in my mind, I think he's drunk or high because he's been doing it for about 3 hours. And then there's a guy that lives across from me, a black dude. He has a white girlfriend. Just got to throw that detail out there. And he got to a verbal match. He got to a verbal match with the guy. And he was telling me, like, he up here saying nigger, and he's up here saying nigger. And I'm like, yeah, but he's been screaming for the last couple of hours. I don't think he's in his right mind right now. I highly doubt that. Police ended up showing up. You know, they pulled out their guns and everything because he had a knife, but he's on the 3rd floor. I don't think he's really a threat. But I'm thinking to myself, like, the police show up and somebody got a knife, more than likely, if he charged at them, y'all know it's gonna be all she wrote.
Yep.
And yeah, and the city that I live in don't have a reputation like that. But I bring that up because if he's going around screaming nigger, he's not talking to nobody particular. I don't think, and what I heard, I don't think he called him a nigger. I think he was just saying it, but he was saying a bunch of random crap. And then I think the black guy came to his senses and realized, like, this guy is obviously off of some type of meds. And then the police actually confirmed that he was high off substances that was stronger than weed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but as far as like we go with this race game that we play, then they talk about how conservatives and I don't know if y'all be seeing my my comment section, but I have a certain black people who love to talk about the white conservatives that's on my page and talk about how they are racist, but you giving them a pass to be racist. They like Sam right now, Sam. They might think we are coons just for talking to these.
Oh, they do think
right now. They think we coons up the time just by having a simple, logical, civilized conversation with them. We are coons.
I told them that before we did the show. I told them that. I'm like, just be prepared.
Just for talking to you guys, you know, and like it's like what is this allegiance that we got to have with the black community? No matter what, we defend criminals, we defend the rapists and the families. I don't know if you guys have those same problems in our households, in your households, but I know across Black America it's a big issue.
It's an issue.
Constantly defend them. Constantly. I have an uncle, and I'm gonna talk about some personal. I have an uncle who got out, who was locked up for 13 years. He got out of jail 2 days before my 13th birthday. And what he was locked up for was child molestation to one of my cousins. And it was a big celebration for this dude. Big old celebration for this dude, just for him to commit the same crime 4 years later and go back. And now he's serving, now I think his maximum sentence is 2054.
Okay, I'm sorry, but you said celebration. What do you mean by it was a big celebration?
Meaning they acting like this motherfucker graduated from college.
Yeah.
Why?
Wow.
That's the dynamics of the black community.
So here's how it works in the white community. When someone touches a child, it goes to prison, any of that shit. They're like a black sheep.
Yeah, fuck them.
Nah, not in the black community.
Yeah,
I'm like drop like okay, we might try to help you get back on your feet, but we don't support the shit you do. I'm not saying pedophilia. I'm saying like if they go to jail for something that they did wrong, like we're not gonna be like, oh, it wasn't your fault. We love you. They're just race. Like we don't do that. We go, you're a piece of shit. Pick your feet up. Get your shit back together. Make a life of yourself. Don't expect anything else from anybody else. You did this shit. We don't do that. We just don't.
You knew wrong from right before you got yourself into that situation. You knew wrong from right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like I remember one time Amanda told me like they stopped going to a family reunion because they had like a distant cousin or uncle or something that was like acting weird, and they were like, "All right, we're not even going back to the family reunion. Like that's weird."
We stopped when I was a teenager, and he kept looking at me and my cousins. Like,
you know what? Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, and you know, in my family, you're going to be sitting next to somebody that has touched a kid before, and that people will act like the shit never happened.
It happened. Dang,
I don't understand
crazy.
that.
And then the person that brings it up, everybody look at them as if they're a troublemaker.
Yep.
Like they just starting shit, but they're dealing with trauma, you know.
Tell me about
because when you see movements like this that's going on, when you hear black women talk a lot, now this I will back up the black liberals on. When you hear black women talking about this and how they're victims and they are not heard when it comes down to sexual assault, that is a real thing.
It's a fact.
No, I
It is
believe
a
it.
real thing. Because best believe I could bet you just about any family in America that's below middle class or even in the middle class. I don't know what they do. I don't know too many people in middle class, but anybody that's below the middle class, I can bet you somebody somewhere, at least one or two women in that family have been touched by somebody in the family, by a man in the family. I can bet you that one.
I can tell you right now, predominantly working in the ER of pediatrics, I would say probably 8 out of every 10 sexual assault case that I have come in as a black individual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
100%.
Because we hyperly sexual, we are a hypersexual community. Y'all see that in the media with the type of music that's put out.
And and another thing that I hear the constant story is that the moms don't want to come and speak out or talk about it because they don't want repercussions from the family saying, why would you do that to him? And they don't say
to her, it's why would you do it to him?
Yeah, they say, why would you do that to him and ruin his life? Why would you do that to him? Not of what that kid just went through. And that's like a constant story.
Tell us about that culture of like, it's that snitches get stitches, right? It's like, so nothing gets solved in the community because nobody will tell on anybody. Can y'all speak to that a little bit? Because that's
in 2020, in 2020, or probably a few years prior, but I would say since about the 80s, Black people have been the most barbaric and most violent group of people in society for the last couple of decades. And it's not just the stats that prove it, right? It's not just the stats, because I posted stats from the FBI website, right? And then I have Black folks coming on saying that these stats are whitewashed to make Black people look so-and-so. So I'm looking like, so y'all don't care about the facts, y'all don't care about the debate. Okay, do the eyeball test. Go to the hood, talk to 10 different random people, see their behavior, analyze their behavior. Go to the suburbs or a predominantly white neighborhood, talk to 10 random people, analyze their behavior. You will see a dynamic difference. You will see that people in the Black community, a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us can be rude to each other. It's like we got this undeniable so-called love for each other, but at the same time, it's not showing up on paper or it's not showing up in reality. It only shows up in the media. Yeah, it's just I don't understand this beat that we have with each other.
It's self-hate. If you want to put a word to it, it's self-hate. Yeah. They don't like the fact that I can get up here and have joy. I have joy every day, bro. I don't care about no racist stuff. I can give two craps about the racists down the street. I just don't care. They're not affecting what I got going on. Mm-hmm. So whatever.
And when it comes down to snitches get stitches, it's kind of like this. Like this is just the most silliest shit in the world to me. I'm going to commit a crime, right? I'm about to make your life a living hell. I'm gonna rob you, rape you, do something to you. And if you tell on me or put my life in danger, you're taking me away from my kids. You are making my life a living hell. Therefore, I'm going to make your life even more of a living hell now. So you shouldn't have never told on me, especially if you were involved with it in the first place. Now, to a degree, I can understand that logic, where it's like if y'all both were involved in the same crime, okay, and then you run the rat the other out, because it's kind of like when you're involved in this, it's kind of like you take an oath, you know, right? So it's kind of like you know the consequence. Like before you get involved with this, you know the consequences, right? Yeah, I know the consequences. I'm about that life. All right, bet it up. So when you don't live up to that, it's the same thing when you go to court. You know what I'm saying? You get sworn into the court. You know, you take the oath. And if they find out that you lied about something, there's consequences for that. But in the streets, I guess, you know, there's consequences to you snitching whenever you're involved in the same crime, via Brandon Bernard, who I just learned about.
Ooh, I heard about that.
No, that's what I was talking to you about last night.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. You did.
Yeah, I just learned about the Brandon Bernard situation. And he wasn't the only one that got the death penalty either.
No, there was another kid that did on September 22nd. One is back home, though. He got out. I just heard about it last night on Instagram, like 20 minutes after he had died.
But you see, here's the thing though. But you see how there's no outrage about the white guy who got the chair?
Yeah,
there's no outrage about the white guy who got the chair.
No.
But there's outrage about Brandon Bernard because he's Black.
No, and the person that hosted it, I was like, what is this? And they were like, well, they've been trying to save him, all day. And I was like, have they been trying to save him for more than 24 hours? Or is just something that they caught and just started? Because I had never heard of this guy. I'd never heard of this crime. The Instagram story didn't even talk about what he had done. Like, why is he getting executed today? And then I said, I asked the question. There's a white girl who posted, but I asked her and she just sent me like a donation site and what's happening. And I was like, what was his crime? Never mind.
Virtue signaling.
Like,
I feel like a lot, and correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the Black community wanted equality, but didn't want equality under the judiciary law of the land.
That's what I said. They don't want the responsibility. They don't want true responsibility. They do not want true freedom. It has too much responsibility attached to it. Mm-hmm. That's why we will keep seeing Black people claim that there's white privilege. You're gonna see it. I wish they would phase out. Lord, I hope they phase out.
And the thing is, it's like I think another thing that I want Black people to understand is that when it comes down to freedom, true freedom, you have rights that applies to everybody. If you're born here in America, if you're an American citizen, it's rights that apply to everybody across the board. Yeah. So if you got an issue with the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists that's down there in the South protesting and talking white power, this, that, and third, if you got an issue with that, right, you should not have any issue with anybody saying the exact same thing about you protesting with the Black Lives Matter movement, because at the end of the day, everybody has a right to protest, period. Mm-hmm. That's a part. So you have to accept the things that you don't like. That's a part of being that. That's freedom. But when you say that, you can't do that because that's bad. Well, who the hell are you to dictate what's bad from their perspective? Who are you? Who are you to say that? Because as far as I'm concerned, I think the Black Lives Matter movement, include the protests and all that, I think it's just uppity bullshit, because y'all only doing this for clout. Yep. Y'all doing this for it's clickbait, it's for views, it's for sponsorships. It has everything to do with personal gain. It has nothing to do with making the Black community better. Now, I don't know how many people watch. I can't see how many people watch right now, but I will point out this particular group. I'm from the city of Detroit, and there's a organization called New Era Detroit. They are the ones who are actually putting in. They're not just going around doing it for TV. They're not doing it for clout or fame or money or anything like that. Steven Jackson backs them up. NBA player Steven Jackson's Rasheed Wallace backed them up, and there's a couple other celebrities that back them up. That's literally out here in the hood moving with them. They're passing out. And not just the food boxes that you get from the church that they get to the poor people. Like, no, they're going to actual local grocery stores, buying the groceries, using a U-Haul truck, and going through the communities, passing out food, bags of food from the grocery stores to these impoverished neighborhoods and things, letting them know that you got love here, bro. And then I was there at one of them, and it was the most crime-infested area in the city. We was on Mack and Big. I'm not from the east side of Detroit. I don't know how to pronounce the street, but we was on the east side of Detroit, and it's the most drug-infested area, right? And New Era Detroit was going through there, moving around Rasheed Wallace, and I got the footage and everything because I'm creating a documentary about them right now. But Rasheed Wallace, Steven Jackson was all backing these brothers up. Now, when people talk about the Black Lives Matter movement, I say they are bullshit artists. What have they done for the Black community? What? You don't see it on video. You don't see it on paper. You don't. But what do you see with New Era? Because the leader, the founder of New Era is his brother named Zeke. And Zeke, and this is why I love the fuck out of this movement. Because he got the respect, and he tell everybody there where everybody got their fists up. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to have Black power and things like that. But y'all can't be pick and choose of what the hell y'all gonna be reactionary for. Because his thing is that if y'all can get all up in arms about the fucking police, why ain't none of y'all doing shit about these babies that's coming up dead? A 9-year-old girl just got killed yesterday in the city of Detroit.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, it happens constantly. There's no protest for them whatsoever. But then they always say that, oh well, Pookie and them go to jail. Pookie and them go to jail.
Yeah, that's the worst.
More than 80% of the crimes in these other communities go unsolved. So who the hell is really going to jail, bro?
Thank you, bro.
Okay,
that's oh my God. I talked about this stuff till I was blue in the face when I first came out. When I first started doing a podcast, it got to be just so a burden because this shit every week I had to report a death every day almost. Every
these babies
weekend I
are
had to
coming up
talk
big.
about a child. What? It's been 12 in Chicago?
Is that a ghost?
No, my magazine dropped.
No, I heard a ghost.
It's been
It was
12
that
children
river goes
killed in
after you.
Chicago. And I had to keep reporting on it. I had to stop because I'm like, it don't matter what I get up here and say. Y'all don't care. You don't keep killing each other. You don't keep killing these children. I could talk about black on black crime all I want. As soon as we talk about it as black people, they tell us that's a right-wing talking point. What?
It
So
is-
to care about?
It's in life. Like that's what
Wow.
look at your sweet.
That's a right-wing talking point. We can't talk about her. A 22-year-old man shot a 7-year-old.
Why?
Premeditated.
I'm pretty sure
That mean that they
It was
Why
a
would-
drive-by.
Why would that little girl get in front of his bullet? That is so rude of her.
Oh my God.
We should blame her and not him.
Wait.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry.
But
the
that's
killer's
what
going to
they
get arrested.
say. That's literally the mindset. If they cared as
That
much
was
as
yesterday.
every Black life should matter, if you're going to sit there and say Black Lives Matter, not just when it's behind a camera, not just when it's streamed on the mainstream media. Every Black Lives Matter, then let's talk about all the Black lives that actually matter. Because you know how many million of more American Black people there'd be if there wasn't 600 just single abortions in New York City alone every day?
Mhm.
But let's not talk about that. Shh.
It's
No, that
a
ain't-
breakdown of the family.
That's
Um,
systemic racism.
If
If
we
you wanna
talk
talk about
about history of the Black community, we made up less than 20% of single parent homes before democratic socialist
Yep.
policies.
Yep. Post welfare system.
But after that, it shot up. You
The
know,
number tripled.
we're at 88%. 88% of our homes are headed by a single Black woman with no father in sight.
That's
And
going
they
up.
don't, and they don't want it. And they don't want a father in the home because you know why? They're going to lose their food stamp benefit.
Yep.
Yep. It's yeah.
100%.
They'll keep their
That's
boyfriend.
what-
The thing, that boyfriend that's touching on their daughters and shit. They'll keep that
Yep.
motherfucker
They'll
around
keep them around.
Thank
because
you.
and he's not on the lease. He don't pay any bills there. He don't have a DT bill in his name. But the woman's going to keep him around because she needs somebody to love on her. That goes back to what I said earlier about this love and affection thing that we are dying for. And she's not thinking
Yep.
about the well-being of her children. And she don't want to lose her white daddy food stamps. Excuse me, I ain't trying to be racist, but that's how it comes out.
Nas is facts, yo.
People too.
Because
That's-
Lyndon B. Johnson was the one who started it, though.
LBJ.
Facts. LBJ.
LBJ.
Listen,
I had these
listen.
niggas voting Democrat for the next 200 years.
I ain't got a daddy and I want some damn food stamps. Why can't I have that?
Oh my gosh.
Because
You see a
make-
daddy?
Since
you
we're
make- you
talking
try to
about
get them up above the
Democrats.
poverty line.
Oh, since we talked about Black Lives Matter and how they pump faked all 2020, all right? They pump faked all 2020.
Yeah.
They said they were going to hold Joe Biden and Kamala Harris accountable, and Black Lives Matter actually got to speak to Joe. But what I don't understand is while we're talking about racism, why this man gets a free pass on how he spoke to them. Now, they simply said, we're not seeing the progression that you promised. So, we want to talk to you. This was his response to them.
A little anxious because they're not seeing enough of the progress they thought they would have seen at this point. Let's not disappoint them, and let's not get to a place where voters in Georgia begin to second guess.
Okay, let me respond. I've got to go. Let me respond. There's a lot to respond to here. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay, number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. I mean what I say when I say it. I'm the only person who's ever run on 3 platforms that I was told could not possibly win the election, and I never ceased from it. One was on restoring the soul of this country because of what I saw happen in Charlottesville. That was it. No one else was talking about it. The words of presidents matter. Nobody else, no progressive, was talking about it. I did.
Nigga, I'm going to use the N word because he's acting like one.
Hold on.
You
Wait a
didn't
minute.
do nothing. We could talk about the 94 crime bill, Joe. That's what we could talk about.
Man, you
wanna
played that damn clip, got my blood
Wait.
pressure up.
Wait, he's talking about platforms. Is he talking about Dominion voting machines or what? Because that's the only thing he used this presidential election, his platform. or the little white circles that he put around people in their little safe spaces. How did
Dog.
it just is
I was
not
the only
real.
one. Like Donald Trump didn't give us the First Step Act. He didn't come in and try to save the black community at all.
No, and Joe Biden got
He
the
said-
vaccine. Thank God for Joe Biden, or we wouldn't have it.
He said that people said that he was the only one that wouldn't be able to win the election. Was they not saying that about Donald Trump in 2016 that he wasn't going to be president? And then Joe Biden run for president twice prior to this election.
Hold on. I got
Joe
one
Biden, I
statement.
love his response. He was like, I need a buzzword. Charlottesville. You don't get angry again. Charlottesville.
And look
I
how
have
he was
one-
talking to the brother. And listen to the tone. How if Donald Trump would have talked
Thank
to the
you.
brother like that, it would have been
Thank
all over
you.
CNN.
He said,
Well-
I said what I said, and I meant what I said. That's what my mom used
Biden,
to say
Biden
to
was
me.
talking to that brother like Biden was the slave master. Hey, listen to me. I mean what I say. I'd have been scared if he had a
Hey.
damn witness to him.
Unless you're Indian, you better not go into a 7-Eleven.
Oh
You
my
better
God.
not.
Was that from his interview with Charlemagne the God?
No. That interview, I know a clip she played. That came from, it was a guy. It was like when he was, I guess he was doing one of his rallies, and it was like 5 people in attendance.
Oh, okay.
One out of the 5 people just happened to be black, and he was sitting like in the far back. And he had stood up and asked him this question about like, okay, well, we don't want to basically go off your promises anymore. I think the brother was conservative, honestly, because I don't think liberals ask those type of questions.
No. No.
That's not a liberal question. And the tone of that brother speaking did not sound like a liberal because he wasn't being emotional. He's being stern.
Yeah.
Questions where you don't need a teleprompter, and I just don't think he had one. I don't think he had one during this segment that he just had.
He said, I was the only one that ran off of these 3 platforms. Like, you need to be even grateful that I even put you on my platform to run off.
Michael, I totally saw that where he gets off and he's waving to no one.
Like the cornfield.
It's hard.
Man, Biden could
I have one word for Biden. Or a couple words, actually.
Which are?
Suck my ass.
Oh my
That is
God.
all I have for Joe Biden. It's suck my ass.
Joe Biden couldn't sell out an elementary cafeteria.
No.
Only way he could have won if some funny business was going on.
Here's my question. We all watch that, and that's like, yo, you're out of line. Don't talk to anybody that way, especially if I voted for your ass. You better give me a fucking answer on why there's no progression, because at the end of the day, our country is representative of us. So if I have questions and you've been putting me off, I'm going to approach you in a certain way. The way he spoke to them, and I don't agree with Black Lives Matter at all. Are they going to respond and say, hold up, we put you in there? That's not how you're going to talk to no black person. And is the black community going to hold him accountable for what he did? That's the $1 million question, because if they don't, my theory of Stockholm Syndrome is 100% correct.
When was this question asked? How long ago?
Let me see. Somebody
This is
sent it to
during
me.
Because
This was
he's showing this much disrespect already when he hasn't won. It's going.
yeah, he was disrespectful when he said we're not diverse in thought, but Hispanics are.
I guarantee you, if as a nation, like this is going to happen, if we all had to vote again, do you know how many more people would be voting for Trump? Because so many people have woke up since after Election Day.
Yeah.
Joe Biden hasn't talked to Black Lives Matter in a month and 10 days.
This was before the election, so this didn't come out until after he won.
Pandering to black vote. Pandering.
Yeah.
And
For
Sean, look who's tweeting about it.
Who is that?
Now you're upset.
Oh my God.
Yes, I saw that.
Read it to me.
He
It's
said
good.
Joe Biden's transition team met with my organization and a cross section of civil rights groups leaders led by young leaders. After they met with us, Biden himself met with the leaders of 7 legacy civil rights groups. Many of them are respected elders. He yelled the whole time.
Oh, Sean King said that?
Sean King said that.
Wow.
Is that on Twitter?
Yeah.
This is on. I follow Sean King because I have to be informed.
Right.
His timeline is lit. I'm not gonna lie to you. He posts some stuff, and I'm like, hold up, you said this?
Wait. That goes back to the status that I wrote earlier. That goes
What'd
back
you
to the
write?
status. I wrote that Biden didn't talk to Black Lives Matter since they called what they so-called called the election, right? I said what he did was basically fuck them, got them pregnant, and said fuck them kids in Bernie Mac's voice. That's what he did. He fucked y'all and said fuck them kids. Got what he wanted to get.
All right, I'm gonna play a little game.
What game are we playing?
This is for all the people watching. What is the price that you would pay, or that they would have to pay you to have sex with Joe Biden?
You can't. I like myself way too much.
What's the price? You have everyone has a price.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Disgusting.
No.
No, I don't. Crickets.
How about the next video? What's the next video?
This next video we have is Jemele Hill. She felt the need to make a white person completely uncomfortable by asking them about racism. Was it racist for you to knock out Nate Robinson as if he was supposed to give this man skibbity paps and like play with him in the boxing ring? I don't understand.
Shout out to Jake Hill. I mean, what's his name? Fucking Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, Logan Paul, which one of the Paul brothers?
Yeah,
this is what she had to say. It makes it worse because 2 Black women pressed him on the issue. Like, no, really, was it racist? Sad.
Because why? I'll tell you why. And this is our question of the week. We saw what happened to Nate Robinson. So I'm going to ask Jake Paul right here in front of America. Jake, considering where we are right now in our racial conversation in America, was what you did to Nate Robinson racist?
That is the question of the week.
Man.
Nah, stop playing with me. Come on.
Listen, Jake, it's a sensitive time right now. We just had to witness a white man just knock a black man smooth out in front of all of America. So that's why I asked that.
As if that never happens ever.
But just tell us about that moment real quick, because it looked like Nate was asleep before he ever even hit the canvas.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we train for. You know, at the end of the day, boxing's a sport, and you know, you train to win, and that's what I went in there and did, and I worked hard for this. And you know, Nate is the one who called me out originally. So
I think he is frozen.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you guys now. Sorry,
okay,
my Wi-Fi is unstable, like my relationship.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
First,
You can't laugh at that, man. He's white.
Was it racist to knock a black man out? That is the question of the week.
No, stop asking me that. I said no.
It's not racist.
It's a shitty question. It's a sport.
Why is it a shitty question? Why is it a shitty question?
Because how does this have anything to do with race? It doesn't.
They are making question. We got to wake you up. You got to be a part of this conversation.
That's right.
Like, because if you can go from
Thank you.
You know, he just hit himself harder than Nate Robinson ever hit him.
Yeah.
I think here's how we solve this. When we do sports, we need to have a black winner and a white winner, and then no one can be mad.
Hand out participation trophies.
Oh, you were the
We had
first
enough
person.
of that.
You're the first white person. You're the first black person. Good job. This is getting so old.
Is it racist that there aren't enough white people in the NBA?
Yes. So racist.
You guys have a case there. You're allowed to go take it to Congress and tell them, like, look, this is not right.
I'm just like, man, like, play basketball more. Like, what do you want me to say?
So was it racist when Tyson knocked out all his white opponents?
Oh, right.
Was it racist when Ali knocked out his white opponents? Was it racist when Floyd Mayweather knocked out Victor Ortiz?
No, because anything that threatens black power is seen as racist.
Yeah, you notice she said a white man knocked him clean out.
All the time. I think those 2 women are just trying to create drama.
I think the first one had the question, and I think she was kind of joking about it. Like,
yeah, I think she was joking. But she's the same woman who got fired for saying some outlandish shit.
Why is that funny?
She tried to scream racism because they fired her ass from, I think it was ESPN or Fox. The first one, Jemele Hill, whatever her name is. This is a couple years ago.
Hill.
Yeah, because they both were sports analysts.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
the first one was like, wow, she asked it, but I feel like she was kind of trying to play it.
I think she was being sarcastic.
Like,
she was being sarcastic.
Dig into this, and I was like,
so my question is, so we fought so hard for equality and everything's normal where we can all do the same things and it doesn't matter your skin color, but then you're going to put race into it and make it that reverses everything we fought for. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I cannot wrap my mind around how that would ever make sense in any real world.
They were just trying to create controversy.
yeah, it's crazy.
They doing it for viewership. They were doing it for viewership.
Well, no, she didn't fail because look, we're all talking about it.
Yeah, they was doing. They wanted people like us to be talking about it. They wanted the mainstream media outlets to be talking about it. It's the same thing that Black Lives Matter do when they go out with their bullshit. It's the same exact thing. And they are also individuals who supported Black Lives Matter wholeheartedly.
Yep.
Because they're doing it because it's the thing to do.
It's a clout. That's all it is. Clout is a hell of a drug.
Wait a minute, who's that? Is that a brother or that a light-skinned man or a white man? Who is she married to? Who that? Zoom in on that.
He looks kind of like a beta male.
It looks
like a beta male. Sorry.
It looks like a light-skinned brother. Okay, he ain't. I don't think he's white.
He looks
but
gay.
I can tell from that distance.
He looks real gay.
See, he looks like a beta male. We could tell.
I was about to say, I thought she was dating the white brother. I about to be like, oh shit.
Well, you know, Kamala does, and she's labeled white men.
Yeah, and ain't nobody talking shit about her, but everybody got something to say about Candace Owens and her rich white man from the
anyone
UK.
ever asked her, like, just blank?
Has no.
Had the ball to ask her?
No.
I'll do
and they're
it.
not going to ask her.
I'll do
Ask
it.
who?
Kamala, why do you say all of these things about Black women being married to white men, but you got one too?
Yeah, and your daddy is a mixed brother himself. Kamala's daddy.
I wonder if they're proud of her. Have they said anything?
Her father doesn't speak to her. He does not. He got pissed off at her Breakfast Club interview, but she tried to culture appropriate and try to relate to the culture by saying, "Yeah, I smoked weed after you locked up how many Black men for that very same thing."
That's what she does.
And she's not Black. I wish people would stop labeling this lady Black. She's not Black. She's known in history as the first African American vice president. Do you know how infuriating that is?
Now check this. Now let's switch gears in the conversation real quick. Just a brief moment. You know that 1% rule that we got in the Black community?
Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
I got you.
Let me say, Adam and Amanda and Blake, y'all know that 1% rule?
No.
You got to bring us up to speed, bro.
Oh, if you could be 99% Irish.
Oh,
if your great grandfather or grandmother was Black, you are a Black person. The 1% rule that we got in the Black community.
Hey! I got a DNA test. I'm gonna take. I got a Christmas present coming. Somebody's giving me a DNA test. I'm gonna see if I got that 1%. You better believe I'm gonna claim it.
I'm calling. Hey, he gonna get his reparations. Goddamn
it!
I'm coming for all you white motherfuckers. Swear to God, on God, you will be paying your reparations to Queen Blake.
God.
And yes, you guys all can be my token white friends. I will let you be my token white friends.
Now see, that's the issue that they have this 1% rule in the Black community. It's the funniest shit in the world. Now they want to give all this praise to people like Kamala Harris and the Barack Obamas, who are mixed individuals.
Yep.
Okay. They are mixed. Why is all the mixed people fucking Democrats? That's crazy. But anyway, they are
sensitive.
They are mixed individuals. But when we got a predominantly Black man who's 77% Black, and Ben Carson, he's a coon.
I was just about to say him.
He's a fucking look. He's a fucking brain surgeon, and he's a coon.
It is self-hate. They do not like if you came exactly where they came from. Ben Carson came from poverty, bro.
Ben Carson from Detroit, where I'm from, man.
Like
he grew up in Boston.
Started getting in trouble, and his mom would drop him off at the public library every day. And the dude got wicked smart.
Yep.
And performed the first freaking, what was it? Like,
brain surgery, conjoined twins.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
He's
And
a
y'all
sellout
want
in
to
the corner.
disown him?
Yep.
Half the
It's
black
self-hate.
half of Black America got mental issues. We need that brother.
Hey, us white people too.
Yeah.
Dude, man, like,
Can operate my brain transplant. Sometimes I think I need one for real.
Yeah,
Listen, that's the only way. Let me not say that. That's a good way to function in America in 2020, bro. Just pick up the tree, have a puff, and relax.
Yeah.
Just relax. Half of
okay?
this stuff that we're talking about, bro, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The fact that we have to sit here, you guys got to walk on eggshells to talk about race. You can't say this, you can't do that. Everything is sensitive. Well, you hurt my feelings because you called me on my shit. Like, black people get shit together because we're killing each other more than a white person would ever kill us.
Yeah.
Everything is feelings in 2020.
Yeah, because you know they love to bring up history. So you're trying to tell me in 1930s, like nigga, you didn't live in the 1930s. You talk about 2020, black people, the black Americans have been the most barbaric and the most violent. I've always said this historically. White people have been the most barbaric historically, you know, because they come on, they take land, whatever the case may be. And I don't think anybody would dispute that. They'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah. But in 2020, eyeball test,
Black
statistics,
folks.
it's been black folks. It's been
I
black
want to
folks
ask
all day.
you guys a question, Amanda and what was the white folks.
Here, I'll be white for this question, but I'm gonna be black for the next question. So,
Hey,
go
he's
ahead.
claiming his 1%.
Honey, I am trans black.
Have you guys always been uncomfortable speaking about race?
Yes.
Like, has it always been an uncomfortable thing, even before Trump?
Yes.
With other black people or just in general?
Talking
Just
about
in general.
race with black people is what makes me uncomfortable.
Forever.
It wasn't talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that too. It really wasn't like I grew up in a culture in my home where my mom and my dad didn't really teach me about skin color.
But here's the deal. Here, I think this is why it just never came up in conversation, because I looked at my black friends as, you're black, I'm white. There's not an issue here. We just always had respect for one another, I guess. So it just was never brought up ever. Like, I asked my parents before Trump was elected, I was like, where has all of this come from? Because it was scary and new, and I think it was then, probably about 10 years ago, that I started getting uncomfortable having conversations with black people because I didn't know if I would say something wrong.
So Obama, pretty much.
Yes, I would say Obama.
Look, I'm so right. It's not funny no more, bro. It's not funny no more. People ask me all the time, when did racism kick back up again? Because nobody gave a crap. Under Obama, he was the most divisive president in American history. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
He made America racist.
He made
make America great again.
He made
I'll give y'all my perspective. So I grew up in South Alabama.
Racist right there.
Alabama. See, as soon as I say Alabama,
people go there.
I bet the comment section is gonna start lighting up. Oh,
Roll Tide.
I know who you are. But what's crazy is that growing up, like, it was the same thing. Like, we never talked about it. Like, it was the strangest thing. Like, nobody talked about it. We all went to school together and everybody was cool. And you know what? You would have those pockets of like maybe like 5 kids with their big redneck trucks and Confederate flags in the corner of the parking lot, you know, like, but they were outcasts because it was like nobody thinks that way, dude. Like, and so they were not normal, but the vast majority of my school was just like, nobody talked about it.
So let me ask you this. So why is it that now, if you say that that's pretty much like a fraction of the community in Alabama, just like a microcosm of it.
Sure.
So why do you think, I know why, I have my answer, but I want to know why, yours. Why do you think Black Americans have this preconceived notion that that's the entire South? That microcosm makes up the entire, why do you think that? Why, if you
I think that because so much of the civil rights movement was centered in the South, it was the epicenter. I mean, you got Selma, which was just west of Montgomery. You got Montgomery. You've got a lot of, Mississippi, Georgia. You just got all these things that you say the name of the state, and it immediately you're in the middle of 1960s civil rights movement. And so it's almost like they expect that nobody has changed since then. And here's my theory is that I think the South is some of the most changed people because we were in the middle of it and we saw the injustice. And I think, especially in the conservative side, like people knew that stuff wasn't right. And there's a lot of people of faith that they knew that in their heart of hearts, like, of course, this isn't right. Like, this is not what God didn't make people to judge each other by their race. Like the Bible says that every race and every nation will be represented in heaven. It's in there. And so I think because it was so centered there, that those are some of the most changed areas. Those areas changed. They had to change, and they changed the fastest. That's kind of my take on it.
So, okay. So I want to follow up with this. When you see or hear hip hop, do you think that's the entire Black community?
No.
No. Okay. So for some odd ass reason, you got Black liberals, Black Democrats who think that microcosm of the racist issue that you have in the South, they think that makes up the entire population of the South.
Right.
And so, but on the flip side of it, you got Black folks who are not the thugs and the rapists and things. You got them thinking that you think, or that white people think that what you see in hip hop is the entire Black community.
Right. Right.
It's almost hypocritical in a way, because like you think that you don't know their culture. You didn't grow up around white families. You might have had a racist incident or two, within your lifetime, and it might have hurt your feelings because you ran into a couple people here and there, but you walk past white people every day. And they ain't paying you no mind. They just letting you go about your merry old way. But of course, you might have one or two people. So if you come to the hood, hundreds of Black people will just walk past you. But it might be one or two people who might want to try to stick you up or do some outlandish shit.
Right.
But that's a microcosm of the thing. That's just a microcosm. So when people like me and Sam bring up these issues in the Black community, they act like we are saying that this is the entire Black community. That's not what we are saying. We're saying that little microcosm is having the biggest impact, and we need to address that, and we need to change that. We need to fix that. And if you don't say shit about it, they're going to keep doing it. It's just like a child that you don't discipline. If you don't give the child no discipline, they're going to keep running over you every time. That's why they disrespectful to their teacher. And when daddy show up, they get their ass together. So I'm saying that people like me and Sam, we being the goddamn daddies in the Black community. Get y'all shit.
I love him.
It's facts though.
Where does that start?
It starts, honestly.
Yeah.
We can say, yo, this starts at home, but that's all that approach to it is also counterproductive, because you don't have, we can teach the youth all day. This is how you carry yourself. But at the end of the day, they go home to parents. And if what I get on here and say is, well, you got to do this, get on your stuff. And their parents are like, don't worry about that. It's two messages that, clashing. So I think we have to appeal to adults as well. Like, get on. That's why I'm not going to say I'm hard on myself as a parent, but I'm much more mindful of everything that I do. I try to, of course, we're going to make mistakes as parents, but I give them.
I will never make a mistake as a parent. I will never.
Like today, for instance, we were talking about Biden and why Biden was bad. And my daughter said, well, because he wants masks and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Absolutely right. But the reason he wants people to wear the mask is unconstitutional. That's a word they hadn't heard before. And they're like, what is that? Well, this is a set of rules that we are supposed to govern ourselves by, Americans and the government. That's just setting seeds. So you know what? My kids are going to grow up and know what the Constitution is, and they're going to have me as a mother backing them up.
That's right.
We don't have that, especially in the Black community. You just don't have parents that teach that message. So I think it has to be, you got to target two different groups. Everyone is not going to come on board.
Now, to my response to like when you ask where does it come from? It comes from a place of pride and ego with Black folks.
Yeah.
Fear me. Nigga, I'm God compared to you. Fuck you, nigga. Fear me. Be scared of me. Nigga, I got this chop on me, man. Nigga, what the fuck you want to do, nigga? Woo, 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 woo. It comes from that.
Okay, I'm scared. I'm scared.
but look, no, but it comes from that. It comes from this pride, this ego that we have. Like the fact that we don't know how to spend our money. Like you have the most fucked up houses, but everybody got a fancy ass 2020 Charger.
You came up and said that to me, I'd be like, here. I swear to God, I would have been here. I don't know. Sorry.
It's the breakdown of the family. It's the breakdown of culture. It's a ton of different things.
Yeah, everybody want to be God. That's what it is. People want to be God.
I was about to say that, man. Like, and Suni kind of brought my own question up with like, are we seeing the manifestations of just fatherless homes? Like, kids grow up with a chip on their shoulder. They needed that dad in their life to affirm them. They needed that dad in their life to point them the right way. They needed that dad to hold them in check and discipline. And now they grew up and they have that chip on their shoulder, and like nobody's gonna hurt me like I was hurt by my dad. Like nobody's gonna hurt me again.
Mm-hmm. They learn too late.
It's everybody without a dad. But
yeah, it's like I know there's just so many kids growing up without dads these days. It doesn't
the
really
root of all the problems.
Black, and that's part of the problem is you have one parent trying to play both roles, and it's
it's impossible.
Yes, we need a mother and a father.
So the root of all America's problems is daddy issues, and I think that's what we need to bring it back to. Is everyone has daddy issues?
It's facts. Do you know that 75% of our prison system makes up 75% of those inmates are fatherless? They don't have dads.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
color barriers aside.
So I don't know who's a feminist on here.
Nobody, or they wouldn't be on my shit.
Okay, but when you say that 75% of the prisoners, and I've even brought this point up to a lot of people as well, 75% of them, close to 80% of them, a little higher than 75%, were daddyless, right? So what does that say about the Black women that's raising these people?
Creating beta males. Jesse Lee Peterson, bro.
What does it say about y'all and y'all parenting skills? Feminists. What does that say about y'all? Y'all want to raise these motherfucking princes and kings and shit, but they turning out to be rapists and killers and shit.
Yeah.
Hold. I have a question because I have so many stories. So, when I first moved into college, I had a roommate. It was a quad. I had one guy who was like a computer geek. He's like, "Hey, you want to see my computer?" And then I had this other guy who was who did coke, and off the bathroom sink. It was just like an awful time. And then my other roommate was a part of IOTA, like it was part of like a frat, and it was a Black frat. And I lived an entire year fearful. Swear to God, an entire year fearful because they would come over and they would have parties, and there would be 40 to 50 Black people in my house. And I would get scared to come out because they'd be like, "Yo, what are you doing here?" When I came out of room, he'd be like, "What are you doing here, bro?" I was like, "I live here." And like my roommate was super cool and chill, but it was like they would look at me and they'd be like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "I live here. I'm sorry." And I would lock my door, and I was so scared because like, and it was such a like an uneasy feeling. But like Julie, my roommate, was always like super like, "Yeah, this is my white roommate. This is my white roommate." And I was like, "Why are you calling me your white roommate?" And I would call my mom, and I'd be like, "Mom, help me." Like it was just like it was a culture shock for me because they were like, he was like, "Come over here, drink this jungle juice." I was like, "What is it?" I was like I was. I got you. It was like super weird. But the thing I want to talk about there is they all the people in that group, all in college, young adults, not financially stable whatsoever, they all had kids, and they would all call their sons king. All of them. That's my young king. Why?
Black women?
Yes. And like, and the guys would say, she's my queen and he is our prince and I am the king. Like, I don't get it. And
because
it was
you know
predominant.
why?
It was like a lot of them.
It's because Black people have been told for so long that they don't know their history, they don't know where they come from, and we were stolen and brought to this land, that it kind of removes that sense of patriotism. You want to keep it real? I'm patriotic as fuck because I know where I came from. But you have it indoctrinated that you don't know who you are. We took you from here. We brought you here. We beat you. We raped you. All the bad things that they did to Black people, all the bad stuff is what's put in our minds. I know that because I experienced it growing up.
Suni, were you always conservative?
No, my family's extremely liberal.
Yeah,
I didn't
so
become conservative.
how did you break the cycle?
I got married at 20 to somebody that had a completely different background than me in every way possible.
Wow.
It was a culture shock. It was like,
did you ever have the victim mentality?
I did. I wasn't outward with it though. I wasn't one of those people that was like, oh, poor me, but I felt that inside, like, I'm not going to be able to do this or that. Just like being around white people, you're immediately on defense. Like, here go these white people, and that's just because that's what I was raised around. And I have white people in my family, but
do you think it's systemic internal victimhood racism is like when you can teach a whole generation that they are the victim and then they start to believe it and then they take that into society and they incorporate it and then play the woe is me. And then if you don't agree with them, you're racist. Like that's where I feel like we're at.
That's why Black Matter, Black Voices for Trump, when they put that ad out against Joe and they said Joe Biden is systemic racism. The Democrat Party is systemic racism. Absolutely. There are systems in place, but we know what they are.
Well,
we know what they are.
Look where look how quickly after Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves and Black people started working, they made it to Congress. They were in Congress.
There were 7 Black elected senators.
So
7.
we completely, the Democratic Progressive Party has progressed the Black people into thinking backwards.
It's a reprobate mind. This is all biblical, bro.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing as well. I mean, Amanda, you're like, how could people think like this? We have people living in today's world who believe the Holocaust it didn't happen. We live in a society where people don't realize what led up. Here's the thing, and just to give everyone a little history, what led up to Hitler's reign was because there was famine in Germany, and they were looking for hope. They were looking for something. And look at America right now. We're hurting. People are losing their jobs. They don't have anywhere else to turn to. They have no money. They have no means to put food on the table. They're looking for a savior to come help save them. And guess what? You cripple the country bad enough, they're going to grab at anything that's thrown at them at any cost, no matter if it's their freedom or not. And that's what happened in Germany. They were hurting. They were struggling. And that's where America is right now. We're hurting and struggling, but we're allowing the hurt and struggle. Where we're not learning from past historic mistakes, where the Germans didn't even know what was going on because guess what? They turned the eye because they didn't want to believe it was happening. Well, it's happening here. It's happening now in America. We're giving up our freedoms for safety, and that's when they get you.
Let me drop on you real quick. So I'm a marketer by trade, and I learned how to market things. I know about story, how to tell a story. If you want to know every single movie script and every single book and every single story told, you can apply this directly to politics and understand what politics is all about. A story goes, there is somebody that needs to get to something. The story starts off nice, and then something is taken away. Something is removed. He finds a need. Katniss, she has to save her sister, so she steps in. Now she's part of the Hunger Games. Now she has to survive the Hunger Games so she can save her people, but she can't do it by herself. What does she need? She needs a guide. In comes what's his name, who won the Hunger Games 20 years ago. He's her guide. He's the one that can lead her, get her around all the obstacles to the end where she wants to be, where she is victorious. That is how you tell a story. That is how you write a book. That is how you write a script. And that is what left-wing politics is all about.
Yep.
That's why Joe Biden said, if you do not vote for me, then you ain't black, because you can't make it without me. I'm your guide. You can't make it without me.
That's exactly.
And that's why I'm against that.
And that's another thing. Look at this. He's like, guys, we can't get rid of COVID without me. We can't get rid of this pandemic without me. He's taking every resource that we have to be able to function on our own and indoctrinating it in the American people's minds that without the government and our stimulus check and this and that, you would be nothing. You would be nothing. And when reality, that's not reality. But if you can get so many people to believe that, it becomes the reality.
Democrats do that across the board. Nancy does it. If you listen to her press conferences, she's always she did a show with Wolf Blitzer. I think it's Wolf Blitzer. He's on CNN. What the hell is his name? Wolf something. Yeah, she did an interview with him, and he's like, look, your party is questioning you. They don't understand what's going on because you got a group over here doing this, but you're ignoring the rest of the party. And she's like, well, who are they? Pretty much. Well, they are of no authority, so we don't need to be worried about what they're saying. You need to pay attention to my colleagues because we know what the American people need. That is her favorite phrase. We know them. I can't stand her ass. We know them. We know what the American people need. You absolutely don't. You guys are so disconnected from reality. It's not even funny.
Didn't they wear when they kneeled to take a moment of silence?
Yes. Transatlantic slave trade garb.
Just saying, all of you ho-ho-hos.
I feel like shows like these should have millions of views, but because we're talking about unpopular opinions, and every Black conservatives go against a very democratic theory or ideology. We destroy it.
Yeah.
Because we're not victims.
No. Did you not know you're handicapped? Like, get back in your wheelchair. Why are you
Chelsea Handler told 50 Cent. I had to remind him he was Black. That pissed me off. I'm not even related to 50 Cent, but the fact that you spoke to a Black man like that and said, look, nigger, get back in your place. You don't vote Republican. That's what she did. And Black people were just like...
and that's equivalent to Black people wanting to take this imaginary Black card that we were born with and it's unlimited copies because so many people have taken my Black card. I thought I only had one copy of it. I mean, I thought it was only one copy, but so many people have taken it. I'm like, did y'all divide it up or whatever the fuck?
Oh my God.
We need to keep having these conversations.
I love it.
Keep asking the hard questions. But really nothing should be a hard question to ask.
It's not. Liberals think that the louder you talk, then you're winning the argument. That's how they think. If you talk loud, then you're winning.
No, I love these conversations. I'm glad that we're having them. It makes people uncomfortable. And until people can embrace being uncomfortable, they're not going to really see it. Because it was me stepping out of my comfort zone and getting extremely uncomfortable. But I learned. And here I am. And I didn't really start waking up till like March.
I've been woke as fuck for years.
He's lying. No, he hasn't.
Get rid of him.
What do you mean, bitch? Okay, raise your hand if you voted for Obama. Okay, I'm more woke than you. Put your hand down.
What do you mean? You didn't vote for him because of all the stuff we know now? Why did you not vote for Obama? Because you're a conservative, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I found out who he truly was. I didn't vote based off of a party.
I voted off of his policies and I knew his shit was whack.
I'm telling you how Black people voted when Obama was in office or when he came about. Nobody really gave a crap about his policies. It was historical. Period.
And it was historical.
Obama came out and said he apologized for the fail of some of his policies.
What?
Obama came out himself and apologized. I think it was his health insurance policy that this Obamacare shit he was talking about. The one that Trump was trying to reverse and get rid of, and Black people was like, "Why?" It's like, shut up, y'all don't even know what the hell is in that damn package. But Obama came out himself. He said that they fumbled the ball on that. You can look it up. Just type it. Go to YouTube and type in Barack Obama apologizes, and it's on CNN. You know, CNN think he is Jesus.
Yep. What does it say? 3% of the moral of the story is these conversations. I like conversations like this. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
Did I not like white people at one point in life? Absolutely, I did not.
Of course, that's almost every black person born in America until you wake up and smell the coffee.
The biggest regret I ever have in my life is when I think I was 10 years old. I was making phone calls for George W. Bush's second term.
Oh my God.
Like I campaigned for a sellout, and I feel so embarrassed.
I lived. Oh no! I will go one further. So Bush Sr. went to our church that we used to attend here in Houston, and he comes in and he's sitting there in his wheelchair. Miss Barbara standing behind him, and Neil and the family are there. I walk over to him, and I'm like, "Can I hug you?" And he was like, "I hugged this SOB."
Oh my God.
That is shameful.
So technically, you both weren't woke.
No, well, this was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We just got married.
It was a while back.
Yeah.
I was 10, bitch.
It doesn't matter.
I was probably still eating glue and shit. The fuck, you can't hold me accountable.
Yeah, you ate glue at 10, Blake. No, you didn't.
Probably.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I'm so smart.
You just gave a double. You just gave a false positive.
Oh, you mean like all these COVID tests?
I'm gonna read some of these comments. I hugged a stripper once.
What?
That was interesting.
What's the most messed up thing you've ever done, Suni?
As far as what?
Anything.
Oh Lord.
I didn't know we were going this direction on this.
Amanda's like, don't call on me.
I'm like,
He's leaving now.
I don't know.
What was the question?
What was the most messed up thing you've ever done?
I think my statute of limitations is up.
Yeah.
So
What's
What?
that mean?
means I can't get prosecuted for it.
Oh my God. What you do? I'm scared now.
No, just kidding.
What did I?
Is this a drinking game? No.
Yes.
I don't think I've done anything.
We should play Put a Finger Down.
Live.
Just to end the show for a little bit of fun.
We're gonna play Joe Biden, his racist antics. No, I'm kidding. People know Joe's racist. We don't need
the
it.
messed up thing I've ever done.
I'm scared.
The most messed up thing I've ever done. It's two of them.
You need a drum roll?
Letting family members put things in my name.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to take that somewhere else. I thought he was going to take that somewhere else.
No. Letting family members put things in my name and dropping out of high school.
I can relate to you on the first one, even to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think my most shameful thing I ever did was when when I was driving down the road, this lady was clipping her hedges. I laid on the horn and she fell in them. That's probably my most shameful moment. And I just kept going.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I love honking at people to like get the you know, I love that. Or I'll yell at them and I'll go, hey! And everyone always jumps. Like it's so fun. Or you like when I'm driving, if I ever go on vacation, I go, can I get a oh yeah? And they give it back to you.
Bruh, whoa, these comments. What? You jumped off the interstate bridge. What?
That's why they call him Bungie.
Oh my God.
That was awesome. Oh my God.
That was fire, man.
Oh my God. That was
Got
so
married twice. Oh my God. People use him.
Oh my God. Why am I so funny? Oh my God.
Who is this? It's not about being too nice. It's about the relationships within the family and the Black community is somewhat, it's kind of cultish.
Oh yeah, it's not a Black community, it's a Black cult for sure.
Yeah, it's like no matter what, this is family. So whatever happened, you know, you get over that because this is family. Then that's it. Wow. So you grow up feeling like this is it. This is it. That's why almost 80% of the jobs in the Black community, it comes from the state. Actually, they almost employ every Black person on the planet.
What?
State, not the planet, in the country. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But still,
the state.
What?
It's the number one employer of the Black community. So those are our, for me.
Yeah.
That's how high you aim. Oh, go get a job at the prison. Go get a job at the state. Go apply for this job. And that's it. So you don't say, "No, mom, you can't use my name," because that's mom, and you better say yeah. If you don't, it's a problem.
Dang.
My mama kissed my ass.
I was like 17, bro.
Shit, one of your younger kids, man. I come from a family of 8.
Wow. Okay?
3 baby daddies.
See?
You have 3 baby daddies.
No, my mama does.
So do you know your dad at all?
Me, yeah. I'm trying. I want a relationship with my father right now, because one of the things that I'm really sensitive to is like when I see young boys and their fathers, that shit kind of it do something to me. Like, like Pursuit of Happiness. If it was any film I almost cried on, it was Pursuit of fucking Happiness.
It was.
I'm glad I'm not I feel the same way. Like I'm 30, but I still want that like daddy's girl thing. So I've known my dad my entire life, but like spending time or him being there or actually knowing him, I don't. Like we talk on the phone, he'll call me about sports, you know, make fun of me because I'm a Trump supporter. He does that. But that's the extent of it. If I ask an uncomfortable question, he's like, deflect.
I don't think my dad, I don't think my father is too informed on anything involving politics.
He's not. He just likes to argue.
Yeah.
I have 56 first cousins. So there's that.
Wow. I probably have more than you because my dad has 20 siblings.
I have 2 first cousins.
Dang. So 2? That's it?
That I know of. One of them is related on both sides of the family, meaning that our mothers are first cousins, and basically they slept with a pair of brothers.
Yep, same here.
So we're double related, you know, on both sides of the family. Mama side no, it's not incest. Yeah, but we relate on both sides of the family, and then the other one is that my dad's sister has a younger son that's about 14, but I don't have a relationship with him. You know, I'm twice his age, and
No, my family's big. It's just extremely dysfunctional. I said,
Well, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in a very complex household because of the people that were there in terms of my mama's boyfriends and the kids that she had, because she has kids from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s and 2010s.
Whoa.
Wow, that's a lot of gaps.
So you're like me. You're the middle child. You got wisdom coming both ways.
I'm a former middle child. I think she should have. I'm the third of 8. I'm the third one. She should have stopped at 3.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
I've even. It just might sound like a vicious joke that I told my siblings before, but I was like, the only reason why the first 2 kids is here is because God was trying to get me at the time that he got me. Because obviously I'm the golden child. Obviously I'm the smartest one out of all you dumb motherfuckers, including myself. Damn degrees. So I'm like,
those are pseudo intellectuals. I got a bachelor's degree, and you're still stupid. You have 18. I don't even know all my first cousins, bro. I don't even really know all my uncles like that. I just don't. There's just too many of them to even waste. Not waste time, but it's just too many of them.
Okay, so look, I see it's 62 people watching. I don't know how many of them Black, but I want to point this out because I want to touch back on something that Amanda said earlier. Who was it? I think it was Blake when he was saying that these black women was calling their sons princes and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to touch on was that The reason why they say that is because they have this notion that they are from kings and queens, and that the white man went over to Africa and stole all the kings and queens, right? But what they fail to realize, I'm gonna give them a brief history lesson. I'm trying.
I know where you're going. I love it.
Oh yeah, I'm taking it there. So the thing is this: there were slaves on African soil way back 2,000, how many years ago? The same way it was on, I think, on every place, on every inch of the earth, there was slavery. It's not unique to dark-skinned people. Okay.
Yep.
On those slaves.
The people who were enslaved were prisoners, criminals, people who owe debt of some kind. You know, it wasn't like they were just enslaving people to enslave them. Right. Okay. You were enslaved for a reason. And it's not all the time, but majority of the time, it was their own kind. Thus, the white man, what they call the pilgrims or whatever the hell they call, they come over to they come over to the African soil, and they worked out a negotiation with these kings and queens, and they sold off these slaves to the white man for rice, guns, horses, whatever the fuck, and that's how we got here. And then there's other times when these kings and queens gave permission to the white man to come on this soil and take more prisoners, as long as you get guns and shit and rice and whatever the fuck they was trading for at the time, because it wasn't currency. You know, it wasn't actual money. It was some type of form of currency they was using. So you're a descendant of a fucking slave, not a king. Kings and queens are still over there. And the people that you see ruling now are descendants of the kings and queens. We are descendants of the slaves from Africa. That's just a little harsh reality for you, you know. So
hey, it's needed.
All that king and queen shit we be talking, fuck that. That if you trace your bloodline back, if you go back, you will see that you were either descendants of a slave owner or descendant of people who were enslaved. And that's every person on the face of the earth. Go back.
Slavery's been around.
Man, and guess what? And it had nothing to do with race. It was all about free labor.
Cheap labor.
That's all it was.
Because America, at the end of the day, America's a huge corporation. They have to make money. And we make the country work. So hey, we can get some cheap labor and we ain't gotta pay y'all. Bring it on over here.
White people got here. Indentured servitude. Yeah, you can get a ride on my ship, but you got to work for me 7 years.
That's what the Vikings did. Have you ever? Dang, what is it called? It's on Netflix. It's a comedy, but it's about Vikings and how they pretty much took, I want to say, the Italians and the Irish as slaves, and they've treated them like crap, yo. They're like pissing on these dudes, beating them up, full grown men.
Well, who were the slaves back a bajillion years ago? Hebrew slaves. Hebrews. What were they like?
Oh my God! Them Hebrew Israelites are the worst today.
They are. They're so hateful.
Oh my God! They are the woo. They really think they're kings and queens. That shit funny as hell to me. Y'all really believe that?
They do.
Shit, I feel bad for you.
What is a Rob?
You couldn't come.
I don't think this is.
You couldn't go to Africa back then and snatch up the kings and queens. They had it off your head. Because they still practice slavery in Libya today, and y'all got this under this damn loyalty and alliance to fucking Africa, and they are literally practicing slavery today.
They don't care. They just like the victimhood. That's it.
Yeah, I took
Rob. Today is not the day, buddy. This man went right and then said, I'm going to go back left, and then said, wait.
Oh, right, like the American prison system. What about the American prison system? You want to talk about how white people locked up the black man simply because he was black and not because they was making up more than 50% of the crimes, even though they only represent 13% of the damn population?
He ain't there. He ain't there.
Facts. Come on.
Oh, matter of fact, we got a warning long before all of this. Black people have been warned, I don't know, through history, but this is my favorite warning.
In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republican. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you backed controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
So that's where it is.
Hey man, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about black people? I'm gonna stop talking. I know I'll be going in, but hear me out. But you know what's funny about that? Black people love the aggressive Malcolm X with the rifle and the white man is the enemy. This, that. They love that. They only talk about that version of Malcolm X. But after he went to the Mecca and came back, he had conservative views. He apologized to every other black leader that he ever talked down on, including Dr. King. He apologized to all the white folks. He said, white folks, y'all can help us, but you can't join us. But you will not hear me lashing out on y'all anymore. Because I went to a different part of the earth and I seen the promised land. Okay? That's what Malcolm X said. Dr. King took that from X.
Read the biography. That's facts. That's why he's a huge influence,
they love that aggressive X with the gun and the chopper, and it's like y'all love that. Y'all love that. But when he talked like that, see the clip that she just played, those don't go viral. That wasn't going viral in the newspaper back in the 60s. It wasn't. It wasn't. Black folk ain't want to hear that.
That's a video I have downloaded.
Sorry, I was like MIA for a second. They officially approved the vaccine in the country.
I saw that. FDA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happens if you don't take it?
You will have an immune system that is 99.98% effective, and you will live. Hold on, Suni, I'm getting breaking news. Just wait. Hold on. Wait for the music.
Oh my god, this dude.
Thank you, Amanda. Reporting here, the vaccines coming out from Pfizer states that we will have an immune system response from the vaccine that's 95% effective. That is right, folks. 95% effective. The natural immune response in the human body with 99.98% of your immune systems out there will survive and not die from this virus. So I want you to inject something in your body with mRNA that has never been used before in a vaccine and inject it into your body. This may cause Bell's palsy, paralysis, death, or any kinds of nausea, vomiting, upset, diarrhea, any of these following symptoms. But guess what? It's for the safety of humanity. Take it away, Suni.
You're a clown.
Bro, that does not mathematically make sense to me. I don't understand. Even people over 65 have a 97% chance of living. It's still bigger than 95. I don't understand.
So it's mandatory?
Hell no.
Oh, people are like, I'm not taking it. That's what I'm asking. Like, what?
I wish that bitch would. I wish they would.
It's like the flu shot, essentially, but they just hyped it up.
I just feel like if Biden says that he's going to make people take it, or you can't travel, or you can't do this. That's why people are saying, I'm not taking the vaccine.
Well, I have some more uplifting news for people that were freaking the fuck out.
What is your...
When the Supreme Court was like,
who did?
Don't make me go there on you. Blake was like, what the fuck? What are we going to do?
I was pissed. I'm more pissed at Amy Coney Barrett. I'm pissed at that bitch. I'm calling her tomorrow.
Oh my God. Wisconsin Supreme Court has taken Trump's case. So they're going to be hearing Trump's case.
I already
This
know
is
that
the
shit.
state. Well, nobody else knew this and they were freaking out. This is why I tell people stop jumping at headlines. Stop jumping at them.
Donald Trump also filed an expedited something with the Supreme Court of Georgia. Just like literally 30 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. And Linwood's on the docket for Georgia Supreme Court. So just because one door has closed, don't forget about the other 50 that are still in the background that we still have a chance with. If I don't know. I just don't like quitters. I don't like people that just get easily frazzled and whine and complain Oh, the country's done. Like,
I never do
really?
that.
Did you see the fallout?
I have been calm. I have been calm this whole time about everything. I had a little freak out today. I'm entitled to it. It's my safe space.
Adam and Amanda know the truth.
We do.
So y'all want to hear something I'm ticked about, and I'm probably gonna have to wait and go live about it tomorrow. But
what?
A great video. Senate, a Senate hearing. This doctor gets on there, and one of the things he exposes is that they have like the CDC has not created a task force. The FDA has not created a task force to look into drugs that we already have that might be effective, right? It's always been a novel coronavirus, so we've always needed a novel cure. It's always been about pharmaceutical companies creating something new, right? And he's like, ivermectin, we have mountains of data that says that this stuff squashes the transmission of this virus.
Yeah.
That's why they stopped HCQ from taking flight. Do you guys remember that? All these doctors are like, yo, this works. We can use this to treat. First thing they did was like shit on the frontline doctors. And then HCQ just disappeared.
Yeah. Well, this guy's like, we have a group that has been researching this. Like we specialize in lungs. We specialize in intensive care. Like we have over 2,000 published papers between us in our group. Like we are scientists, we are doctors, and there's mountains of data that supports this. But like, it's always been about creating a new vaccine for pharmaceutical companies to make a crap ton of money.
Oh yeah, facts.
Hold on, I have more breaking news.
Is Rob left or right? I'm really confused.
He's in the middle. He don't know what he on. He lukewarm.
Am I allowed to have breaking news now?
Go ahead, and then I'm gonna talk to this troll and get off.
Oh, guys, this report just in. We have an annual flu vaccine, and still 40 to 60,000 Americans die every year. Would you believe that? Every year they die, and we don't shut shit down. And I can tell you, last year when I was working in the ER, our hospital was max capacity from complete November all the way till they decided that COVID was going to happen. And we literally had to open up multiple units that are never open. But hey, it's fine. We're going to shut it down this year. Because it's the name of COVID.
Do you think that guy was talking about today, like the vaccine that they might have would work for the flu too?
What do you mean?
I don't think the flu works for the flu.
You're talking about the ivermectin?
Yeah, the ivermectin.
Oh, the prescription drug?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Yo, you're so weird, man. Fuck, you're so. I'm gonna say something to you, and then
Can you go in? Can you go in?
We've been here. We've had constructive conversations. People have gotten to ask the questions that they probably wouldn't get anywhere else. You get to hear what America's like from some parts of the Black America, and you got to hear what it is on white. But you purposely come on my stuff consistently. You enter my inbox, and I do talk to you because I do realize that you are completely confused. But when people give you information, the first thing you do is fight. And I'm just not in the mood for it today. Nobody's pumping anyone's head up. This is actual stuff that's happening. I'm sorry that you don't live in reality, but where I'm from, we live there. If one door is closed and Pennsylvania is kicked out of the Supreme Court, and they gave reasons, this is how I know people don't fucking read. They didn't have enough evidence to go along with what they were claiming. If we want to go off the Constitution, Supreme Court acted based off the Constitution. So Pennsylvania is not denied from filing. They can file again, but you better file and prove what the hell you're talking about. Or guess what? You're going to get kicked out again. That is America's system working. Mm-hmm. You have other states that are going to their own Supreme Courts with the very same claims.
Did you hear what happened? Did you hear what happened in Michigan? You know how Sidney Powell's team went in and got 22 of those machines out of Antrim County?
Yeah.
They got them. They investigated them. And then the Attorney General from Michigan said you can't release the information that you found. And if you do, it's against the law because we have a contract.
Why is that? Because
Why?
I'm pumping people's heads up. No, I'm telling people I'm gonna give you tidbits of information. I will drop the full stuff on my show, but do your fucking research, bro. Because I'm telling you, it is so annoying that you guys don't read sometimes, and I'm just gonna keep it a band with you because I care. Read documents. Just read them.
If it was the other way around right now, Rob would probably be somewhere in his closet crying. Oh my God, they rigged the election. Trump is ahead. Trump won the election. Ooh, if it was the other way around, I guarantee it.
Man.
I guarantee it.
Now you're a beta male. I was refraining from calling you that because it means something. It means that you are weak and you have a lot of feminine attributes, mainly from your mother.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real.
Yeah.
No, you play devil's advocate. No. What I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is this. No, you're lukewarm. And I don't like those type of people around me. So get with it or get lost.
You know, okay. So look, here's my thing when people say that there's no valid proof of something. Like they love to make this argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
But whenever something, because they made the exact same argument 4 years ago. They said that the election was rigged. Hillary was supposed to win it. The white man, the powers that be, wanted Trump to get power so the racist white people could feel comfortable coming out of their shell. Because I guess when Obama was in office, they was terrified of Obama, so they didn't act racist when Obama was in office. But all of a sudden, now that microcosm of people that we was talking about earlier have now come out of the woodworks that Trump is in office, and Trump has denounced them on numerous occasions. But when people like Rob sit up there and talk about there's no proof or there's no facts, and now y'all want to talk about facts.
There's no proof of that.
Now y'all want to talk. Now y'all want to talk about facts, right? But when we present stats to y'all that debunks anything that y'all believe in, y'all claim that them stats was whitewashed. So is it safe to say, when you say that there is no proof of anything, of proof of a voter fraud, is it safe to say that this election was whitewashed? I want Rob to comment on that. Like, is it safe to say that this is whitewash? Since every time we bring up statistics in the black community, it's whitewash. Okay, so is this election whitewash? Because it's two white men.
No, 800% increase. 800%. Did you just say 800% an increase? White supremacy groups since Trump.
Where's your data? Where's your data to back that up?
CNN, CNN told me they did a whole study on it.
Oh my God, I don't mind.
How do you measure white supremacy statistics? How do you measure
like
that? Is it a ballot that you fill out that you're a white supremacist?
Like that.
You just raise your arm.
Oh yeah. Look, he didn't even know that Trump denounced white supremacy. I had Rob on my show before.
I have never seen Donald Trump denounce white supremacy.
Oh, you didn't?
No, CNN told me that he is a white supremacist. Donald Trump is a white supremacist. If you vote for him, you're a white supremacist. Don't stop.
Are you a black supremacist if you vote for him? Because this is my first time voting, and I voted for Republican. I voted for Trump.
Well, you ain't black then.
Oh shit! That's right. Fuck. Damn it!
Logic.
Rob. Are you? Are you a conservative or a liberal? He's not going to answer your question, by the way. He's just going to deflect. Wait.
He's a gang leader, apparently. Because I'm on his page. I'm doing my research on Rob. He's a gang leader.
Let me see.
Oh shit.
He say, what job were you born for? He said gang leader. Rob, you are a natural born leader. Oh, this is some Facebook app shit. You are a natural born leader that your gang both fear and respect. No one dares to challenge you or else. Well, I'm challenging your points right now. So
hold the fuck on.
Hold on. He's not gonna come on. I've every time I invite him, he's got something to do. He's not gonna come on. In fact, he has the link right now. So if he wanted to come on the show, he could have already done it.
He ain't gonna come on.
And I asked him to come on. That was the liberal I was telling you about.
How often do you have people on like that you challenge and they get on and they can actually trump you? Probably never, right?
Never, no.
Exactly.
It's not gonna
Can't
happen.
trump that bitch. They wish they
They're
could.
scared because they don't have the facts.
You're black? Oh, you know what, Larry? Do you want the link, Larry?
I like to be, when I argue a point, I like to be right, not ignorant. So
Please play this video. I beg you to play this video. It's 4 minutes long, but I think he needs to listen to it.
What video?
I'm sending it.
Look, it's an app. It's called Thug Life. Why are you, a grown man, playing a game called Thug Life?
Because that's what beta males do.
Because he's a gang leader.
Website it's an app called Thug Life. He needed
I didn't roast Rob the first time.
I'm gonna roast him because I'm baiting him in. Beta male. He needed approval from a Facebook app that he's a natural born leader. Because nobody in his circle would actually tell him that.
Sunni.
Oh my God, he put blood out there.
Hey Rob, I'm assuming based on your picture, I ain't trying to call you ugly enough, but based on your picture, you look like you're an older brother, like you're older than me. I'm only 29, so apparently you must have all this wisdom that you can offer me, just like the rest of you older black dudes. So come on, give me this wisdom that you have. Hop on, she sent you the link. Bring your ass on.
Look, Trump has denounced it.
Racism is evil.
Violence
in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything.
What?
CNN didn't show me that.
Rob, are you gonna come on? Rob, are you scared to come on? Is that what's happening?
His heart is beating at 150 beats per minute right now.
Hold on, can you play that video?
Of who? Candace Owens?
Yes, please. This is for him. Listen here, Rob Hinton. You better listen to the damn message. You better put your little gangster game away for 5 minutes and educate yourself.
What is this educating him on?
On white supremacist groups and what's actually impacting Black America, not white supremacist groups.
He
it's
knows.
not even.
He knows.
He doesn't. Educate him.
He knows. He just don't want to acknowledge it.
Literacy, fatherlessness, and culture.
He don't want to acknowledge it because it make the black community look bad.
He said, I've been on your show before.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
You did not hold your own, number one. 2, you got so frazzled up that you had to go. 3, I've given you an invite because I'm going to go and have my day. It's Saturday here. So if you're not going to come on, just don't pump fake and say, hey, look, I'm not coming on. It's simple as that because you have the invite. You did not hold your own. Look, he got frazzled. Do you hear me? Buddy was pissed.
Man, if he's so gangster, like that app tell him that he is, I want him to jump on here.
I want him to come on here. Please.
He said, you lie, you lie. Guys,
I was hearing. He looked like a little weak ass bitch. That's what I'm going to say.
I'm lying though.
Okay. Blake said it. Don't you want to come in and defend yourself?
Yeah, come on and defend yourself. Come show me all your facts.
He got him from the Facebook app.
Bro, you did not remain on the stream until the show was over. Don't do that.
He's a sheep walking into a cage full of wolves.
Here, the link is right there. TikTok, buddy.
Hey, are your when you finish with your lives, do you post them like the recorded, like you post them afterwards
on YouTube?
These remain on, so when I stream, it'll be on there.
Okay,
like and people can go back and watch it.
Okay, so he pull up the video of him holding his own?
He can.
Okay, yeah, go find it, brother. Go find it. Get your fact. This is what we talk. Just get your fact. Get your evidence, man.
Rob, don't comment because you're just annoying as shit. You just want attention because your girl isn't giving you none. And that's on period.
You watched that show, did you not? Blake?
Me? Yes, I watched it. He looked dumb.
Did he hold his own?
No.
Did he stay on there until it was over?
I'm gonna show you what he looked like. Ready?
I'm pretty sure he got kicked off too.
Racist. That's all he said. That's all I saw.
What happened to Amanda and other guy?
They said they had to go.
Oh shit! Washington D.C. is lit as fuck right now. Proud Boys.
I'm almost 1,000% sure this.
Proud
He either
Boys was
dropped
there.
off or somebody lowered his mic. It was on. It was me. Shit, I know what I'm talking about. What are they doing? Protesting for who?
Proud Boys.
Oh,
They're here. They're here chanting. There's hundreds, and they said "fuck Antifa."
Antifa.
See?
Yeah.
He didn't stay on. I knew he didn't stay on. And Susanna watches me. She wouldn't lie.
Can we talk about this for a minute? Because this pisses me off. Because I'm a healthcare worker, and this bitch didn't do shit besides hiding his damn basement while I was out there going and risking my life for this 99.98% virus. And he's over here with Camel Toe Harris telling me that he's the person of the year. Bitch, I wish you would.
They make an ugly couple.
I just can't imagine them as president. Like I just can't fathom Joe Biden ever being the president. That is so far.
Biden is that lame ass guy in school that nobody likes. Then he grows up to be a cop and get a gun. Now he think he's tough. That's what Joe Biden is. He's that guy. Nobody likes him. 50 years, almost a 50-year career in politics, hasn't accomplished anything. He got his ass handed to him by Thomas Sowell back in what was that, 19? I forgot the year that was. Thomas
He did.
Thomas Sowell
And Clarence,
Clarence Thomas, yeah.
Rob, I want you to come on here because I will own
Are
you.
you
with that.
coming? Oh my gosh, Rob. Come on, Rob. You got about. We're not upset. That's the crazy part about it. I watched that show. There was one guy who converted red and stayed on forever. He was from Louisiana. Yes, he was from Louisiana, but that's not the show I'm talking about. This was a show where he was once again in the comments and he finally came on.
Have you
He's
ever
not
had,
gonna come on.
Have you ever had Marlon on here?
Yeah, me and Marlon do a show together.
Yeah, I think I remember Marlon wanted me to he wanted to do a live with me, podcast with me, but 2 days before we were supposed to do it, I got thrown in Facebook jail for 30 days.
Oh wow.
What'd you do to get in there?
I spoke against Joe Biden.
He's always in jail, yo. I see new Facebooks popping up. I'm like, damn, he got another one.
Right. Can we just talk about this for a minute? How the fuck have I not been banned? How?
You're white. Let me stop. I don't know.
How the not even like a day. I haven't even been blocked for 24 hours.
Wow. You don't say anything controversial though. You don't really say anything
what type of stuff? What type of stuff do you be posting?
My nudes, and they still keep me on there.
Oh, that's not enough. That's not gonna be enough to ban you.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You got to put big at the end of your post.
I put Joe Biden as my bit, and they didn't block me.
I'm gonna tell you the status that I wrote. I said that any black people voting for Joe Biden are coons. That's what I said. And but the crazy part is that people call me a coon on my post 24/7. Coons, Uncle Toms, nothing ever happens to them.
Yep.
But when I made a status that any black person that's voting for Joe Biden, after everything he said is a coon and Uncle Tom, I get 30 days. Throughout the entire month of October, I'm on Facebook jail.
Well, here's the thing. They won't block me because it's a hate crime.
So, Rob, are you coming on? Yes or no? Just drop a yes or no. That's all you got to do.
Hi, my name is Rob Hinton, and I think Joe Biden won by 7 million votes.
Look, we asked him, did you know that Joe Biden had, this like molester type tendencies? Did you know he was weird with children? Did you know these things before? Like we talked about Joe Biden's history. Did you know this before you voted for him? And he said yes.
So you support pedophilia. Got it.
Hi,
This-
my name is Rob Hinton, and I support pedophilia.
That's typical of the black community. That's what I spoke on earlier. It's so normal.
I swear on my life he said it. And people know.
Well, I can
that
just
we're
go.
watching.
I can just go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, you can go back and watch it. It's a Hit Squad episode.
It's documented, Rob. It's
Wait,
documented, Rob.
wait, Rob, you said that on camera?
Yeah,
He said it
did.
on camera.
Yes, he did.
And you can't even delete the video because it's not in your control because it's on Sony's page.
Yeah.
You fucked, bro.
I hope you
He
find
didn't
it.
say no. He did not say no. He said yes, he knew. People were watching it.
Everybody
he said
knew.
yes.
And they still voted for him anyway.
He felt like he was the lesser of two evils when it came to Trump. He wanted Trump out of there. That's what he said on my show.
Man, shut your dumb ass up. That's what he said. This is gonna be fun. I hope we find it.
See? He didn't say no, I didn't say that, did he?
No.
Mm.
That's what I said.
Oh, so let me ask you something. Sonny.
Yeah.
Right. What is the biggest issue that you have with our kind when it comes down to society today?
Man. Just the lack of morals. Lack of morals. Mentality, which I guess those can go hand in hand. For me, it's just sad. It makes me sad more than anything because I'm watching people actively like learn history wrong, accept lies, and just like do just outlandish things that I'm just like, how can you fight for this? Justice, equality in the justice system, but then vote for the two people that go against exactly what your cause is.
Right.
So it's a bit of like, I pity them, and I hate saying that.
When did your red pill moment happen? If you remember. Because I know you said you married somebody who had totally different views. So when was your moment? You were just like, damn.
I was 19. I married my high school sweetheart. So we were dating in high school, and his family watched Fox News. And in the black community, they're racist.
Right,
so I saw them watching this, and I'm like, what? You watch Fox News, and he's half and half, and I'm like, okay. And his grandmother put on Glenn Beck. And he said, you should really watch this. This is interesting stuff. And Glenn Beck was talking about George Soros and how he was going to be coming to America to collapse our government and usher in the New World Order. This is back 2009. Yeah, actually 2008. And I'm like, this man's going to come here and collapse the government. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I started watching him more. So I was like 19. Well, back when Glenn Beck was still on Fox News, when he had his little segment. And that was back when the Illuminati and all that stuff it was very popular. Conspiracy theories. So around that time is when I had it. So then I got aware of Obama, and I was like, it's crazy. All this stuff going on. Mike Brown made it worse because I'm like, my husband's black, and I basically was like, I'm scared for you. And he laughed at me. He's like, what?
That's funny to me right now.
He laughed at me, and I'm like, well, this is happening. He's like, if I'm not doing something to put myself in those situations, why would you worry? Like, that's not what's happening. So I started to look into black issues even more, and it was a big red flag. And then Uncle Tom came out, and Uncle Tom just filled in all the gaps for me, because then I was like, oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, and I bought Uncle Tom when it first came out too.
Yep.
I didn't bootleg it. I paid my $20 for it.
Yeah, so
And
going
I'm
back
about
and
to buy
Uncle
it again
Tom,
on Amazon Prime. About to buy it again.
it is on Amazon Prime. I saw that.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't watched that documentary, go watch it because it fills in the gaps for especially Black Americans. It fills in your history, things that you just didn't know ever.
And you know, it's crazy that the more I learn about this country, the history of this country, the more critical thinking I apply, the less I'm convinced that anything has to do with fucking racism.
Mm-hmm.
And it has everything to do with the individual. And I do not like the fact that you got wealthy Black folks or wealthy whoever sitting and telling Black folks that you can't be shit simply because you are Black.
Mm-hmm.
That is a problem with me. If you like, and then these people on top of that, they believe in God, they believe in power in the tongue. Well, if you believe it's power in the tongue, why do you speak so much negativity into your life?
Yep.
Why do you keep saying we can't do this? They hate us. Da, 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 da. You don't know, like fuck it, like it's not there. We was not born to be worried about if somebody love us or not. When God put us here, our job is to distribute love.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And you worried about if somebody love you and all this damn emotionalism just going all over the place.
Yeah,
and
man.
Then when you got the white liberal who sit there like the Chelsea's, what's her name? When told 50 Cent that he can't
Chelsea
vote.
Handler.
Yeah, they're like that bitch. And everybody on MSNBC and the Washington Post and and CNN. These people are dangerous to society.
Mm-hmm.
They are dangerous to the way they are dangerous to the youth. They are dangerous to big corporations like Ben and Jerry's, who love to because it's like, you know, the ice cream company, they're now pushing their brand off of the victimhood of Black people.
Yeah. Yep.
That's literally what they are doing right now.
Suni,
You know?
Yeah.
How do we save our Facebook Live videos to our phones?
Just once you're done, just hit download, or it'll say save in the corner.
Damn it! So I couldn't do it from like my other live video.
No, you have to get an app and download it that way.
I don't know if you're talking to me, Larry, but what I'm saying is that Black folks need to get their shit together and stop crying the victim all the time and take accountability for your own life.
Tibby, just hit my inbox. I'll tell you the inbox. Facts. Like it's actually nice to have another Black conservative around my age to talk to this about, because most of everyone's older. They already realize the game, but it's people like us. People look at us like we're crazy. Like this dude just says, are you saying you secede from the Black community? So because I'm waking up and I'm like, man, this shit is crazy. I've been told this my whole life, and that's not even what it is. I need to step up and do better. That's not me shedding my Black card or whatever you're saying. Like that's me having my awakening, not only political, but spiritual awakening. People are waking up.
And if we did not care, she wouldn't be having podcasts like this.
That's another thing.
If she
you hate Black people. Look how you talk about Black people. Like, no, it's the truth.
But yeah,
it's the truth.
What my boy Marlon said. Marlon said the reason why people run from the truth because truth requires you to change. Because when you know better, you do better, right?
Facts.
Yeah, so you're gonna run from the truth.
So since we're talking facts, we all know we have issues in the Black community, but so does the white, and that's a deflection. I'm not in the white community.
Let me tell you.
Me neither.
let me tell you how about I was gonna get a T-shirt made that says "White people do it too," right? Because for some odd reason, whenever you talk about issues in the Black community, the first thing that their argument is always white people do it too, but you act like white people don't do it too. Let me tell you something. If you have a child and your child is running around in the streets with a gang of other kids and you see them tearing up buildings, looting, causing all kinds of havoc, right? Which one of them children are you going to snatch up? Yours. When you snatch your kid up and you tell them what they was doing, this, that, and the third, your child says to you, but Jesse and Blake and Sonny was doing it too. And your response is going to be what? Tell them, Sonny, what the response going to be when your kids say that?
I don't care. I'm not their daddy. Look, I'm not their mom. You're my child.
They're not my fucking kid. You are. So when I talk about issues that goes on in the black community, I'm talking to us. Stop worrying about what the fuck they doing. That's your problem right there. That's your problem right there. And y'all don't think something is wrong with that mentality? You so focused on what other people are doing instead of getting your shit together. Any rich, wealthy person will tell your ass, you gotta stop. Never count another man's pockets. Never do that. I'm talking to you, Larry. This is personal.
Yep.
I don't know. This is the brother I'm talking to. Who is this? Who is this?
He's black.
He's black. Yeah, this is personal, bro. So when we address issues in the black community, I don't know how old you are. I don't give a fuck if you in your 50s, 60s, or whatever. And if you are, I believe you came from that bullshit ass civil rights movement from back then when they started goddamn victimhood.
Hey,
So
look,
whenever we're talking about issues with us, you need to focus on yourself. You need to focus on getting your shit together personally. Because ain't no white man, ain't no Chinese man, or ain't nobody concerned about should be more concerned about your life than you. So if I'm talking about issues in the black community, you know I'm telling the goddamn truth. I don't know what goes on in the white community. I wasn't raised with a white family. I didn't grow up in the fucking suburbs. Okay? So that's what a lot of you black, y'all want motherfuckers to talk to y'all and make y'all feel good and all these fucking kumbaya songs and shit, but y'all need to get y'all shit together, man. That's that emotionalism I be talking about. And I don't give a fuck how old you are. I don't know and I don't give a damn. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm a lot smarter than what my mama and my grandma and my granny was at 29, and I'm a lot smarter than they asses right now.
Facts. He called you Marlon Jr. No, I'm all for it. I think the older generation needs to hear us. And if you're not going to hear us, and I'm going to talk to you the way you used to talk to us when you used to put us in check. We can't talk about the white community. That's the white community. That's like our house is on fire and you're like, nah, go down the street and put that fire out. We're good. No.
Blake,
attend to your fire.
Blake, what goes on in the white community? When you hear black people, I don't know if you ever hear black people say white people do it too. So what goes on in y'all community?
What do you mean?
Because apparently they say white people do it too. So do y'all? But see, Blake already addressed that. He said that they hold the motherfuckers accountable. You a black sister. You fucked up. That's on you. But some reason it's this damn notion with us as black people. Why do we gotta keep on with this shit? Like you got these grown ass people fucking up their lives, and we supposed to have some type of sympathy for them. The George Floyds of the world, that's what Antifa is. When you look at the mugshots of the people in Antifa, when you look at mugshots of them, they look like they high on some shit. George Floyd was high as fuck when what happened. And what happened to him, everybody agrees that was fucking murder. Right, left, conservative, liberal, everybody agrees that was fucking murder. Nobody is denouncing that.
Like no one sits here and goes, "Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer was a great guy."
Right.
Like he was in such like a bad situation. Like it wasn't his fault. Like he had a bad childhood. Like we have to move on from it. Like we don't do that shit. He was fucked up.
Because I didn't hear white people come out trying to support Dylan Roof.
And here's the thing, like these mass shooters, like you don't see us going, oh, but what was his childhood like? Oh, or what kind of suffrage did he go through, or how much, what's his mental state? Okay, I don't give a fuck. You're fucked up. You go to prison. Bye. Have a good day. I'm not putting a GoFundMe page. Not doing it.
And again, that's only personal gain. Do y'all know that? I don't want to call this brother out, but I got to. But this is a rapper named G Mac Cash. And he made a song called Big Gretch. Now it was funny. Black, Sonny, Black, we love to make jokes out of it every day.
Yeah.
So he made a song called Big Gretch. And Gretch Whitmore, who's the Whitmer, I don't know how to pronounce her fucking last name, but she's the governor of
Whitmer.
Michigan. Yeah, Whitmer. She's the governor of Michigan, right? And he literally started a GoFundMe for this bitch to get some Cartier glasses because that's part of Detroit culture.
I can't say
y'all don't see the problem with that. I do. Okay, I do. I see a big problem with that because you don't know anything about her. Did you even vote for her, bro? Or did you do it because it was the cool thing to do, just like it was the cool thing to hate Donald Trump?
Donald Trump is your president, whether you like it or not.
Get the energy you have with the rock.
So he was just hungry. Come on, yeah, that's what AOC said. AOC put out a dumb tweet today, and see, the right always proves me right, because now there was a headline: people stealing food because they're hungry because there's no stimulus package.
That bitch, man. Ayo, man.
Suni, have
Corey
you
is
heard
my big brother.
Have you heard this song yet by Bryson Gray?
Yeah, I play it all the time.
This one?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I
seen the
love
video.
it.
The Hodge Twins posted a music video on their page.
His Christmas album is fire.
Breaking news, breaking news. Supreme Court won't hear the Texas case. That's not breaking news. You're about 4 or 5 hours too late.
What was the comment that Larry had just put a paragraph? What did he just say?
Ooh, so we're going to ignore facts.
No,
we're
no,
not
no, go
ignoring
back up
facts.
before that.
Let me see.
He said something. Yeah, that.
Sick. I think a lot of it has to do with I don't get a lot of.
Hey, you know where I get that from? You know where I get that from? Being raised by my damn mama. I'm still trying to shake it to this day. But you know what I'm not doing? Sitting up there saying that white people point their finger too.
We're not lost. That's dismissive.
I hate white people.
That's dismissive just because you don't understand. You're telling us we don't have an understanding. While I don't think you've sat here and tried to understand anything that we've said. And furthermore, you haven't even given your side to argue if there's even a misunderstanding. Half the time, what happens is people do exactly what you do, Larry, and then they have a conversation with me, and they're like, "Oh,
Larry,
you ain't that bad."
Why don't you come on the show, Larry?
He ain't gonna come on. The link is pinned. Anybody who wanted to come on here could have already come on.
Larry, you think you're a bad bitch, but you ain't.
And pointing my finger is so feminine to bring your ass on the show, then.
Listen, I'm gonna point my finger, and it probably is feminine. How about that, big boy?
You're a nut, man. Corey said, "Bring Larry on the show."
Blake be really baiting. He be really baiting people in.
Oh, 100%. Perry Larry wants to come play with big boy Blake. Come on. Come on. You don't want none of this. You don't want these hands.
Larry, are you gonna come on the show?
No, he ain't gonna come on the show. He gonna keep staying in that comment section where he's safe at.
Where is Larry? Let me find Larry.
Let me go to his page. Time to do some research.
Larry.
Because you know we love to do research over here.
Let's be real. All people suck. Dumb people are just dumb. Can I come on if I don't have a webcam? It depends on why you're coming on. We're only letting him on because he has a lot to say in the comment section.
And he want to challenge some views, but he's safe in that comment section.
Well, to be honest, there's no, now he's gonna go against the grain. There's no way to give my side by simply typing paragraphs. I would have to come on, but I'm not willing to do right now. I'm not willing to do that right now. We will have our time, trust me, and this will be interesting. But then why are you here? If you don't have time to come on, then how do you have time to sit and comment in my comment section? Or matter of fact, why are you not willing to do that right now? That's what? Why are you here then? You should just watch and then come in the comment section and be like, yo, I'm trying to come on your show.
Are you a rapper, Larry? You own a record label? Alabama Traffic? Alabama Traffic, which are trafficking drugs or humans or what? Little girls, which are trafficking? I'm on your ass, Larry. Oh, and you look like me with the dreads and your dark skin.
Brandon said there's a lot of ignorant people in here.
You know what rhymes with bitch?
What?
Larry.
Come on, Larry. You got your dreads. Come on, you a conscious brother. Come on, man. I'm doing my homework on you real quick.
Oh, he been here 30 minutes. Facts. I'm not willing to do so, but I will sit and be a keyboard warrior and talk about you're misguided. You don't understand. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, come on the show and try to guide me then, brother. Come on.
I'm going to do my research on CNN. Give me 5 minutes.
Let me go and do a Google search.
Maybe like this. You know he's sitting in his house right now like this.
You don't have to have a webcam, Brandon. I listen, if you feel, I don't know what's ignorant about educating people on, difficult. These are not even difficult conversations, but unpopular opinions about what the world is actually like. I think that's promoting growth and progression amongst people.
I mean, it's
to
okay.
stop.
It's okay. You don't have a camera, but we prefer it.
Yeah. And don't get it twisted. Like if anybody come on the show, we only trying to bait y'all in right now, but we not here to disrespect y'all,
No.
call our names or anything. We're just trying to bait y'all in. That's all. We're just willing y'all in. We the fishing rod. We just saying anything that'll trigger you to make you jump on.
I will hit you with the fact though. It might hit your face so hard.
Yeah, no, I'm not disrespectful. Everyone that knows my show, you know that. Now, if we're talking and you get upset behind what I said and you say some crazy stuff, I'm gonna go in on you. All respect will go out the window. That's
And you
just
better not name call because she will fucking lay in.
Because when you name call, you fair game at that point.
Yep.
No, this is the end of the show. This is a point in time where we get to sit here and interact with the trolls.
See, look at that. Larry's a businessman. That's his real estate certificate. Look at that. Look
Well,
at that.
Larry.
He ain't just a-
Larry, were you raised by both your parents?
Look at that.
That is not real, is it?
I think it is.
He looked like he made that on Word.
Look, you trying to promote. He said, y'all go check out that Alabama traffic. So
okay, let's check it out then.
Dude, you're another Black person that's being counterproductive. You have a label and you named it Alabama traffic. Like, what does that mean? Are you making traffic music for people to listen to when they're in the car in traffic? Or are we talking about drug trafficking?
Okay, so look, brother. Let me tell you. Larry, I'm gonna just tell you something. I'm a filmmaker. I got over 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm sitting on over more than 14 million views, right?
You are?
Yeah, me. Your page don't have shit on it that says anything about fucking music or whatever the hell you talk about. You don't have anything on this motherfucker. Man.
Because it's Alabama traffic. He's talking about his cousin.
Production.
You ain't got shit on this page. And the last time you posted something on here was March 29th. So what the fuck? Did COVID fuck with you or something? Because that's when COVID started. You need a vaccine, and then you'll start posting again.
Oh Lord.
So yeah,
beep beep. I'm in traffic.
You need to get that together, bro. You need to do something about that.
Is he talking about like sex traffic?
I don't know what he's talking. Beep beep. I'm in.
Watch, he'll be trying to reel y'all into be signing up for some children's sex trafficking. You don't even know it.
Yeah, Blake, you need to you need to promote yourself better. You need to take better photos.
He talking to me?
No, Larry, not Blake. I'm sorry about that.
I was
Larry.
like, bitch.
No,
bitch, I know you ain't talking to me.
This is Larry. The profile picture is a little girl. I'm assuming it's his daughter. Beautiful little girl. I have two daughters myself.
That's Larry.
This is the guy we're talking to.
Larry, that's Larry.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Would you hit that? Hey Blake, would you hit that?
No. He need to go back in that closet.
Who's Hawk? He said Hawk quit spamming. Oh. Well, guys, we'll have D'Tonio back. I'm gonna have him back because we vibe well off of each other, and I think we need to. I'm big on right now. We all need to be networking together to build
I need to add you.
something
We're not
amazing.
friends. What the hell?
Because
I hit my limit of 5,000 friends.
the truth is being censored. That's it, and people aren't getting the truth.
Wait, bitch, we are friends. Hello.
Oh wait,
We're
what's your
probably
name?
all friends. I didn't even know I was friends with Blake. I just added people.
What's your last name? Blake what?
Blake, the greatest ever bitch.
I'll talk on Facebook.
Oh, on Facebook, my name is Blake Biglia.
Biglia.
You're my friend already.
Oh, that's my second page. Yeah, that's the page I had to create. I kept getting thrown in jail, but I use both of them actively, so you good. All right, bet it up.
We in.
Yes, stay on after the show because I want to ask you a question. Thank you guys for hanging with us. I'm gonna do more of these unpopular opinion type shows. We're going to talk about the uncomfortable topic of racism. I want a more diverse cast because I was supposed to have Chelly on here to give her perspective from the Latinx community. She's going to get mad that I said that. But we're going to have more of these conversations. So thank you for tuning in. It was amazing. Thank you guys for being on here. I appreciate it. I love
You're
all three of
welcome.
you together.
And next time, make sure y'all wear y'all mask when y'all come into the chat room.
Okay, I will.
Mike Brown, can I get on? Not today, buddy. Maybe about an hour ago. But it's getting late. We got to go. No, he didn't put his wallet on his face.
Yeah, I did. I ain't getting no code in this cash money.